And he's James Pledger in the Glass Box of Fun. Welcome aboard, and you want to watch us, go to espnsa.com. You get to see our YouTube broadcast, or if you're on your Facebook, say howdy. Jump on any time there, or reach out to us at Jason Minix, at Rob Thompson, ESPN, at I Am Pledger. I look forward to talking with you for the next 2.5 hours. So, Jason, I got to go down to the beach, enjoy the sea breezes that so many of us miss.
I tell you what, that's what the doctor ordered, to be honest. I mean, I'm a traveling guy. I like to go away and get away, and I have.
You're a rambler?
And yes,
a rambling man?
And love going. I realize I haven't been to the beach yet this calendar year.
Me either.
And no plan. Just let's get up and go. Crap hotel because it's the only thing you could find for one night, and it didn't matter until you're there. And then you realize it does matter when you go with the
you stayed at the hotel. Sandy Sheets Inn. Did you stay at the Sandy Sheets? It's one of my favorite hotels down there.
It kind of felt that way. I mean, despite what the commercials say, I didn't feel like I could get up and do any kind of operation. But I mean, you get up there and
it's a beach hotel, dude.
That's it. And the weather was fantastic. Just, cooler of beer, couple of chairs, beer cooler gets empty, go to the room, man. It was that kind of weekend.
For me, man, it was the total opposite. I don't believe I left the house yesterday. I might have cracked the door open just to see, what the climate was, but it was a long day. It was the first day, I'll be honest with you, since all this began, that I felt normal, laying on the couch on a full sports day. And with every turn of the channel, I found something that I was intrigued or interested by. It wasn't just looking around in commercials for something else, which I'm apt to do. This was more about, oh yeah, that's on. Oh yeah, that's on. Back and forth to a lot of things that I was invested in. It was the first time, I'm serious, since March that I've really felt like, wow, this is actually normalcy for me on a Sunday afternoon. Not the sport I would be accustomed to be watching in the middle of August, but nonetheless, it was a good weekend. And my gosh, for NBA fans, what a day! It was as good a playoff basketball day as I can remember in the NBA.
It's interesting that you put it that way, because there is so much truth to that, even though you're not used to watching basketball this time of year. I haven't watched a show in I don't know how long, because I'll watch basketball or baseball almost every night. All the different series.
And your hockey, man.
The hockey has been incredible, but I mean, I've watched a couple of movies, but I haven't started a new series, or apparently Yellowstone has already come and gone. I meant to fire that up, didn't, just because the sports have been so good.
Yeah.
But I will say, by the time I got home yesterday, it was the one time of all the fanless sports, watching a little bit of the Indy 500 with no fans just seemed very strange.
Yeah, it was weird.
The NBA, the Major League Baseball, the soccer that I've watched, even the hockey, missing the fans is, it's noticeable, but it doesn't steal away from what you're watching. It was weird watching the Indy 500, and I only gave it about 10 minutes, to be honest, but it was weird. That was the one time I've got, yikes, no fans. This is odd. Every other thing that I've watched, I'm okay after a couple minutes. I don't even notice there's nobody there.
It was a surreal one until, just watching it was odd. And then you see the finality. What's his name? Sato, who won it for the second time, has won the thing. He's been awarded the prize, and he turns to hug his half owner of the team, who looks like Santa on Jenny Craig, and they pull back, and it's freaking David Letterman.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to talk about that? Went from surreal to Twilight Zone. Real. Is that David? That's David Letterman. I had forgotten his. I'd forgotten his love of the Indy 500. He's from Indiana, right? I didn't put two and two together. Didn't really think about it, and I happened to hit that channel at that moment, and they were like, "And David Letterman." I was like, "That." First of all, now David's not homeless, right? He's good. He happens to he co-owns an indie team, so he's obviously financially stable. Though Well, I'd heard about him with the beards. I really had not thought about what he actually looks like.
Well, it's the new role as Santa Claus that he plays every year at the mall. And he wanted to be authentic. He retired from the Late Show or Late Night with David Letterman, and he lost his razor. It's
or his mind.
Well, yeah, that's no, you wouldn't recognize that dude on the street. I saw him some time ago. I forget, was it maybe a 60 Minutes or some sort of piece on him where he was doing his own thing, raising his boy, and not shaving and just living life, the retirement life.
He looks like the guy that's always like 2 rows behind you in any kind of public transportation in any big city in the world, quite frankly, just really leathery tanned with the beard so gray it's green, kind of talking to himself. That's what he looked like. And I thought, oh my God, David Letterman. But he's obviously doing okay because he's got an indie team. Anyway,
some breaking news. Pledge, 3-note sting.
We have a three-note sting headed your way.
ESPN San Antonio. Breaking news.
Been waiting on this. It was about to fall.
The process is over for Brett Brown. He has been fired officially, according to Woj.
I'm surprised he made it to 5:07 in the blessed PM there on the East Coast. Yeah, that's I've never been in this situation. I probably didn't realize it. But the dead man walking syndrome, I mean, was he the only one yesterday that knew he wasn't getting fired? Do you think he thought he might still have a job today? Or did everybody not know he was getting fired and he was like, he thought he was good till he got a call?
I thought he had it till at least lunch tomorrow, get back from the bubble, go to your office, clean it out. Something of those lines, but apparently not.
Well, that does surprise absolutely no one as Brett Brown gets let go today from the Philadelphia 76ers. And, the time will tell. He was either an absolute wizard in the locker room, just trying to manufacture bizarre ways that two big guys that want to dominate the paint at the same time can play together. He was either a wizard for just manufacturing wins from two guys that are oil and water that just will never, ever mix unless shaken extremely hard all the time. Or he was so awful that what happened here? How did you manage to wreck the process that, despite stumbling several times, actually got you 2 all NBA types and you couldn't win? We'll find out eventually, because the NBA, boy, you're going to get retread. You're first in line whenever the next guy goes. So I'm pretty comfortable with the fact you're going to get a new gig. Now, the team won't be so good, but you'll be back in the game, baby. This is how the NBA works. You got to get fired like 4 times before you get hired on as an assistant. So he'll get another gig, right?
He'll get another gig. Woj is also saying more upheaval is coming with senior leadership, including GM Elton Brand. Will begin exploring changes in the front office structure.
Keep in mind, this is the team that traded the rights that would have been Jason Tatum for Markelle Fultz. So just, there's some karma coming to those that are sitting on the sidelines or sitting behind a desk, because that is just a disgrace. The process has been ruined. And it really does play into the narrative of where the San Antonio Spurs are when you talk about the process. Now, this is a story that's been floating around for, a couple of weeks, and obviously the connections can be made. But again, today, from notable sources, the Brooklyn Nets are very interested in one Greg Popovich as their next head coach to bring in the Kyrie and KD era. I'm going to talk about this.
Yeah, sure.
I think most people, when they hear this, go, it's one of those that sticks in your brain, though you can't imagine it actually happening. But the things that you can't imagine actually happening in the sports world normally do. So we wonder how much credence is put into the thought that Sean Marks and crew with the Brooklyn Nets are trying to lure Greg Popovich into a scenario where he could be a viable coach with a team that could win a world championship to crown off and create what would be indisputably the best coaching career of any NBA head coach.
Yeah,
so it'd be hard to turn down if it was something like that.
Well, and you live in New York, which we know Pop loves.
Yeah.
He's just recently sold his condo in San Francisco. His house here, one of them is for sale. We know that. He's also 71 years old. The story has been around a little too long to say it's nothing, even though Sean Marks has said it's nothing. And there's been some reports saying no. I mean, you know, and you could say, hey, man, we'd love to have Greg Popovich, you know, if, you know, a lot of restaurants I'd love to go eat at that I can't, or, you know, cars I would contemplate driving that just is never going to happen. But this story has just been around a little too long. And if you're, you know, there are some that are ready for Pop to go. And at some point, Pop is going to go. If you're Pop and your love for the Spurs organization is leave it in the good hands, you would get compensation from the Nets. The Spurs organization would. You almost wonder if there could be something like that going. It's do you want to develop young guys, or do you want to go win more championships? And that's the decision Greg Popovich is going to have to make.
We're going to talk about the NBA yesterday, the beginnings of the next greatness. Luka going bananas, closing out a phenomenal basketball game with the Mavericks, and the entire social commentary that went on behind that, starting in the previous game with Trez Harrell and Luka getting into it. And a racial or social commentary is something that we do need to talk about as Luka becomes the next in what was a phenomenal day of basketball. And then Earl Thomas, my goodness. Is he going to be a Dallas Cowboy before the end of the day? Is this destiny or what? And if it is, what's taking so long? And why are the Texans out so quick, too? Is there something up with Earl Thomas? We'll think about then. Talk about Dallas Cowboy training camp coverage brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds every 30 all the way through the show. And we'll be out a little bit early for the Texas Rangers. So we got a lot to talk about. Let's get out of here and come right on back talking NBA. Luka's the next, and that is one bleep-ass white boy. Coming up, you're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. You know, this weekend was a tough one for me. I spent a lot of it recovering from a back injury. So staying on a weekend on the couch doesn't sound bad to a lot, but this was almost rehab from some back therapy. But as I did it, I realized, you know, most Sundays back in the old days, I'd have spent it on the couch with probably a lot of dust from Cheetos and whatnot all over my chest, and regretted it all evening long after I had just snacked the way I did. Well, I changed my life about a year ago. I went to the Institute for Functional Health, and I met Dr. Torres over there. And I learned again, I relearned how to eat, how to live, and how to live a better life, and taking on a brand new outlook on what food meant to me. That changed the way I look at food, and my life hadn't been the same since. I'm down nearly 40 pounds now, new clothes, certainly look thinner in all my pictures. And I look back on those old photos and I wonder, what was I thinking at the time? Because, you know, you go through life eating whatever you want, and, you know, you start going to the doctor and they're telling you there's things you need to start worrying about. And that was me, high blood pressure right there on the cusp, certainly the aching joints, snoring all night long because of all the extra weight. This was a health issue, well beyond just a weight issue. I went to the Institute for Functional Health, and a program was put together specifically for me. You know why? Because I'm not like anybody else, and neither are you. Those one-offs on the rack kind of stuff taken care of, that's a quick fix to a long-term issue. And if you want to get a long-term fix, you change your lifestyle. And I had a coach, I had a mentor with a playbook that offered me a step-by-step process to lose weight. It wasn't about buying a bunch of stuffed food shipped to my home or anything like that. It was about relearning how to eat, when to eat, and what to eat. And the outcome, my goodness, I could not be happier, and I want that for you. I want you to call Dr. Torres, arrange your personal interview. Get to know them, get to know what they're doing. And I'm sure you're going to find this is the best way you can live a long and healthy life. Call Dr. Torres. Here's the number, 210-468-1891. Again, that's 468-1891. Check out his website, instituteforfunctionalhealth.com. Dr. Torres is a great guy. He'll meet him however you'd like. Go on down there. I recommend that, meeting the staff and seeing how cleanly and the protocols being all taken care of down there at the IFH. Or he'll meet you on a FaceTime or a Zoom, whatever would fit you. But get going. Start the program now. You'll feel better before you know it. It's one of the best things I've ever done. I'm not going to mislead you. It's not the easiest thing I've ever done, but it is indeed the best thing. And anything worthwhile always takes a little bit of work. Make that call. You make the Institute for Functional Health part of your life, and I'm sure you're going to thank me later.
AA Best Bail Bonds presents ESPN San Antonio's Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. Sponsored by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Ewald Kubota, and Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. Tune into the Blitz from 4 to 7 for exclusive interviews and more.
Nobody plans on getting arrested, but it happens. Get out of jail fast by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. Call AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans and are open 24/7. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Ready for a positive 2020 surprise? Here's one from Diamonds Direct. The return of our best offer ever. 5 years, zero interest financing. Yes! Starting Monday the 31st, backed by popular demand. Pick any item. Get the amazing value price Diamonds Direct is known for. Pay nothing down and spread your payments over 5 years with zero interest. And you can even finance the sales tax. Fine jewelry has never been more affordable. 5 years, zero interest on anything and everything starting September 1st at Diamonds Direct. Get details, directions, and store hours at diamondsdirect.com.
At Advance Auto Parts, we have same-day delivery, same-day contact-free curbside pickup, and same-day in-store pickup to keep you going. And we have the right oil, right filter, right price every day to keep your vehicle going. Get 5 quarts of full synthetic Valvoline, Mobil 1, Pennzoil Platinum, or Castrol Edge with a Fram titanium oil filter for just $33.99. Advance your auto at Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest locations. See store for details.
Do you have a retirement plan? No matter your age or how close you are, you need a plan to make sure you don't run out of money. Hi, this is Daryl Lyons from Pax Financial Group. We have the experience and tools to crunch your retirement numbers and get the answers you need. If you have a plan, let us double check your numbers. Call us at 210-881-5700. That's 210-881-5700 or online at paxfinancialgroup.com.
Investment advisory and insurance services are offered by Pax Financial Group.
Ever wonder just how far an extra mile really goes? Drive a Mercedes-Benz van and find out. Start with a network of over 250 authorized dealerships, backed by a sales force ready to help you with everything from customization to service on vans like the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter that's tailored to your lifestyle. With options like Blind Spot Assist and MBUX voice command for spoken directions, weather, and more.
The route is being calculated.
So whether you're enjoying life on the trail or working hard on the job, see how far an extra mile can really go by taking the first step into an authorized Mercedes-Benz van dealership today. Mercedes-Benz vans start at just $33,790, now with 0% APR financing for up to 60 months.
MSRP in our 2019 Sprinter van excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep fee. Options, model availability, and actual dealer price vary. See dealer for details about costs and terms. Some equipment described as optional. APR valid on 2019 Sprinter vans, excluding cab chassis, only to qualified commercial customers exclusively through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services at participating dealers through August 31st, 2020.
That is the Blitz. It's a little bit of that, like Southern rock. This is like 38 special, right? Foghat. It's Foghat Southern rock.
It's not a 38 special. It's more like 33 special.
Something like that. 37 and a half, whatever it takes. As long as there's no singing. Welcome on to the Blitz. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. You know, we got us a Poochomania coming our direction there, Jason. One of our favorite events that our entire cluster of radio station gets involved with every year is Poochomania. And it is literally right around the corner. Jason and I normally have had the genuine pleasure of washing other people's dogs in public. And
can y'all do that virtually?
And frightening all at the same time. And this year, we don't have to do that. So I'm even a bigger fan of Poochomania this year. But actually, keep in mind, while Alamo Water Softeners presents Poochomania, is we're going to do the same thing as we do every year. We're doing everything we can to benefit the San Antonio Humane Society. Now, we're going to do this on Saturday, September the 26th. It'll get going at 11 o'clock on all of our platforms, ESPNSA.com, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you might be. Now, we got all these great contests, and we want you to get your dogs involved. I'll have my dogs. I might even have the ward of the court involved. I'm not sure. But I'll have one. And if that's included, then I'll have one of my 4 dogs involved.
Somehow,
really,
you call it the ward of the court. Your grand doggy has become your favorite. Don't lie.
It's the baby. That's how it works.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? The older ones, they don't. And then, I will say that dog torments my life, and I'm actually quite happy that the dog that tried to kill me the other night in my sleep isn't here. But
the ward
I do
of the
love
state?
Lola. The ward of the right now, she is tormenting her real owner someplace else. Now, Alamo Water Softeners presents it. That's going to be a great social stream event. Now, this, we got contests. You can dress up your dog. We're going to have some a lot of other things going on all day long, and it's a great way to benefit the Humane Society. And of course, we're going to have all those lovely little babies that are ready and waiting for you to be adopted. And we'll have a cavalcade of them all day long. We'll have arrangements set up for you to adopt a brand new baby, and you'll be able to do this September the 26th. We're excited about it. All right, let's talk NBA because, the Luka thing isn't new. I mean, certainly rookie of the year, we all knew who Luka was. It was just a shot at a time that whenever a new superstar is born, there's always this culmination of other events where the lightning strikes and boom, the world has a new. And today we wake up as Luka has become the brightest star in the sports universe. And it was man and shot meeting, destiny coming together. But what a phenomenal performance for a guy that you knew was going to be great, but not this great this soon, I think.
It was incredible. First off, this series has all of us Spurs fans in a bit of a fit because, the Clippers got that dude. And then, of course, you've got the Dallas Mavericks. And look, it's hard not to like this Mavericks team. If this group of players was wearing anything else, except maybe Rockets gear or Lakers gear, anyway, I digress. I mean, if they're just a fun group to watch, and the way and Luka, how it does kind of go back to like Steph Curry, all the kids that want to wear Steph because they love Steph, even though he plays for the wrong team. You're rooting for the player at this point. It doesn't matter what his jersey says. And the onions he showed yesterday were just incredible. I mean, massive. I mean, he got a double bang out of Mike Breen on that shot. Those onions were ridiculous.
I'm being a little facetious here, but bear with me. The comparison to Larry Bird is not fair to Luka, because Luka does a lot more than Larry Bird ever did. Larry Bird never had a clear out to get to the rim at his size. Larry Bird never took dudes to the rim. He might have faked him. He might have back cut him and took a pass from him, but he didn't face square up with a dude with the ball in his hand, take a jab step, reverse pivot, swing down, and hang it right at the rim. Larry Bird never did that. Now, the passing, very much the same. The touch, man, it looks the same as Larry's. But to compare him to Larry Bird, Luka, this is Jordan stuff, man. What we're seeing is Jordan-esque because his view of the floor is magic, but his attack mode is Jordan. He is in there for one purpose. That's to get buckets. And maybe he's passing for them or maybe he's scoring them, but the buckets are coming fast and furious for a guy who looks like he's faster than everybody else on the court while at the same time being slower.
And I heard Michael Wilbon and Tony Kornheiser were on Greeny earlier today. And it's rare that those two guys do an interview together like they did on Greeny. And one of them said, the crazy thing is he doesn't even have a man's body yet. I mean,
he's still got baby fat.
Into it. And you think about, Kornheiser, who was there with the Peach Basket, talking about the greats that he has seen throughout his lifetime and where he is already putting Luka. And, it's one thing, when you do it in the postseason, when you have a game like that, you go from good to great in a hurry, the legend stuff. And we're watching the birth of it. And as a Spurs fan, it sucks. As an NBA fan, you're like, hell yeah, this guy is going to be incredible. How bad is Atlanta wishing they wouldn't have made that move? Although Trae Young is certainly good. I mean, this guy wasn't their number one overall pick. And, that draft was just 2 years ago, and yet people are already wondering how you screwed it up. And quite honestly, it's not like there was a bust in front of him.
No, I think every GM that passed on him is certainly going to get looked at. But the fact remains that, he was 18. Yeah, he was dominating in Europe, but if you're even the slightest, negative on the NBA or the European League, and go, well, yeah, that's Europe. That's not even, even if it's the high level, there's still those guys that couldn't make it in the league and are killing it over there. So I can see the disrespect in the age. Yeah, but I'm not going to fault anybody for passing on him. But what I do know, when you hear the guys like Kornheiser go, I've been around long enough to know when there was the crowning, when it happened, the moment. And I think every one of us that are of an age go, I remember a day, and you think to this guy where he was before, everybody thought he was good, and then he proved it. Now, Luka's still got a long way to go, and to compare him to any of the greats is not fair because, dude, put on some rings and be dominant for a while. But as far as sheer skill for 2 seasons, gosh, the future looks terrifying to anybody that's going to have to play against him. What was LeBron's moment? Did he never need one because he was always adorned, or was there a moment? Was it the 40 points he scored by himself with Cleveland a couple years into the league to get him against the Spurs? Was that then, or was he already there?
I think he
I'm
was
trying to
already,
figure LeBron's, because I know Michael's, and I know Magic's, but I don't remember what LeBron's moment was.
I don't know what. I honestly, coming out of high school, the fact that he took that team, that crap Cleveland team, to the NBA Finals in 2007. Right? So that would be it. Well, maybe. Because even Kobe, coming straight out of high school on 8/24 day, and you think about Kobe, he had so many moments, Kobe, yeah. but the greatness was just always expected. And while you thought Luka was going to be good, I don't think he came into the league with the idea that he's going to be one of those generational type players that we're going to be watching for the next 10 or 15 years. Zion comes in with that expectation. Luka did not. For that matter, Tim Duncan didn't come in with that kind of expectation. Being a 4-year college player, yes, he was the number 1 overall pick. We knew he was going to be great, but what he turned out to be with all the titles, I don't know that because people didn't stay in college that long. So I just think with Luka, you find a moment and you go, I think for Kawhi, for that matter, his moment was in San Antonio, but then he also has had moments in Toronto, and, we'll see what he does with the Clippers. I just don't know why, if you're the great player that you are, Kawhi, and I know I'm taking cheap shots right now, a little below the belt, but why aren't you all over Luka in crunch time? Dude, if you're the best player, you can't let yourself get picked off. Luka was getting the ball.
That's on Doc Rivers. That's not Kawhi's fault. A pick's coming. They're going to get Kristaps free one or another. Now you're going to have to decide where that pick is coming, and you got to put Kawhi in a position to be able to get through that pick. I don't blame him for that. Now I blame him for some other stuff. I think that Kawhi is not showing the leadership that I thought that the Clippers felt like they paid for. And Paul George, I don't even know what to say about Paul George. That the performance over the last 2 weeks from Paul George is rivaled only by Danny Green. There's only 2 guys that have these 2 guys. There's a term that I would use, and it involves doing something in the bed. These guys have it's awful. Watching Danny Green play has been. I feel bad for him. I feel awful for this poor guy.
He's not taking his charm in the bed.
Dude, both of them. You want to talk about the wrong moment at the wrong time. Although it appears the Lakers have that. Somebody poked the Lakers bear. The bear's awake now, so I think we can all kind of settle down.
They don't
a
have
bit.
white sheets.
It is what it is. The Lakers are there. How about though, since we mentioned Toronto a little bit, look at Toronto right now and what they're doing without that guy. They've been impressive. I wrote them off a long time ago. That was extremely premature. I still don't think they're going to get there, but
no. There's something to be said for being a great team. And they're a great team. Is there a great player? Siakam's close, and we're seeing Anunoby become something great. And Van Vliet is a witch. But, I mean, none of these guys would be considered alphas anywhere else. But you put all those together underneath the best young coach in the league, and things are pretty. You know, there's a lot of people that have played middle-level sports and have run into teams where nobody's that good. All they did was win. And that's what, I mean, Toronto just knows how to win. They're a fun team to watch. They're just not talented enough when it comes down to it to win a title again. But it's not because of effort, and it's certainly not because of coaching. They're just a man down.
Well, and then Nick Nurse, I mean, you think about it, what was it?
The witch.
Less than 10 years ago, he was coaching in the Rio Grande Valley, you know, and now look what he's doing. And also Miami has been impressive. Another team that, you know, I didn't think would do much, you know, in the postseason yet.
How much is a Jimmy Butler worth? How much? How about a Brett Brown job? How's that? That's how much it's worth at least. Because you want to talk about a team that had their heart and soul ripped out. As Butler leaves, no matter where he leaves, that team falls apart. If you want to judge a man's value, what happens when he leaves? What happened to his entire career? He leaves, the team collapses into, now at least the team's got him a number 1 pick. That's because Jimmy Butler's gone. I mean, then look what happened to the Sixers. He leaves, Brown's gone, team's floundering, all because Jimmy, the leader, wasn't around. Yeah, you're right. Miami's scary. And we come back, let's talk some Dallas Cowboys. My goodness, what an interesting Sunday it was as we all woke up to see a fight in Baltimore. What could happen next? And it was an all-day affair. Is Earl Thomas headed to the Dallas Cowboys? We also heard from Coach McCarthy. We're going to do our Dallas Cowboy update. And I do want to remind everyone, although it's hard to remind someone who doesn't already know, Calvin Watkins is going to join us at 5:30 for our AA Best Bell Bonds Dallas Cowboy update with a Cowboy writer there in the Cowboy bubble who writes for the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Calvin Watkins is going to join us. He's a fun guy. If you've never heard Calvin Watkins interviewed, you want to make sure you tune in. He's one of those old school newspaper guys, flamboyant, funny, opinionated. Mm-hmm. Is that fair to Calvin?
Well, we're going to have Clarence Hill.
I'm sorry. I thought you said.
But everything you said.
I thought you. I'm so sorry. That applies to Clarence too. Why did y'all jump in?
Love me some Calvin.
It was a great.
Well, you know, the Jim O'Brien. I was just going to let you go.
It was a great intro, though, dude.
Well, we talked about earlier.
Where
we were talking about,
you know,
should we got Calvin or Clarence on today? And so
I got it in the break, and I thought I heard Calvin.
Blame Pledge.
I swear to you, I did. Well, Pledge, get Calvin now.
You want Calvin or Clarence?
It's like when you wanted a hamburger and they brought you, a couple of tacos, good tacos, but it wasn't a hamburger. Well, now I'm going to have to talk to Calvin.
Yeah. All
or
right.
Clarence.
This is your Dairy Queen lunch.
Is it Calvin Hill Jr. or Clarence Watkins?
Oh,
I'm sorry. It's a Monday. I don't know where that came from, but it was a great intro. Let's talk some Dallas Cowboys coming back. Earl Thomas.
Post-it note on that.
Please, that's a bucket. That's a bucket right there. When we come back, this is a legitimate conversation that you guys do need to be involved with. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Earl Thomas, is it time? Is it destiny? Or is this guy headed in the wrong direction and at the wrong time for a Dallas Cowboy team that might not actually need him? Let's talk about the value of Earl Thomas coming up for a Dallas Cowboy update brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds next, because you're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Jason Minix here for Alamo Water Softeners, a great locally owned, family-run business by the Townsends. Here in San Antonio, we have some of the hardest water in the country. You need a water softener here, and the best place to get it is from Alamo Water Softeners. 210-274-6122 is the phone number. At Alamo Water Softeners, they offer you high-quality, low-cost, low-maintenance water softeners for your home. I've had my water softener from Alamo Water Softeners for years. Works fantastic. When you get yours, you're immediately going to notice the difference on the dishes coming out of the dishwasher. You'll feel the difference on your skin and hair as you get out of the shower, on your clothes as they come out of the washing machine, and you're going to save money. An Alamo Water Softener can double the life of your appliances, and you'll see a 20 to 30% savings on energy used by your water heater. and they're a great locally owned family-run business. In fact, they love supporting our San Antonio community and the military. That is why Alamo Water Softeners is a proud sponsor and collection point for Operation Interdependence. If you have items you want to donate to our troops, drop them off at Alamo Water Softeners there at the corner of Thousand Oaks and Wetmore, and call them 210-274-6122. Mention my name, you'll get free basic installation. You'll also get a free reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of select new Alamo Water Softeners. Remember the Alamo Water Softeners, 210-274-6122 or alamowatersofteners.com.
For your latest local and national news regarding the coronavirus, visit ktsa.com or listen to 550 KTSA and FM 1071. And for the latest on how it's affecting the sports world, keep it locked right here to 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
You know, injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, sprains, strains, dislocations, and other sports injuries. If you get hurt, don't go to the ER. Get to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic. 2 San Antonio locations. They have extended hours Monday through Saturday, on-site x-ray, casting, and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Like when you wear your A&M mask upside down like Rob is right now and somebody hurts you. Get to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic. TSAOG.com/Ortho Now for more information. Again, TSAOG.com/Ortho Now.
Hurt in an accident and dealing with hospital bills? Thomas J. Henry will help you with medical bills while we work on your case. Start your claim today at tjhlaw.com/radio. That's tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Message and data rates may apply up to 5 messages a month. TNC and privacy policy found at warbyparker.com/terms.
Need new glasses, but don't feel like leaving your house to shop? No problem. Warby Parker can help you out. Pick 5 pairs of Warby Parker frames, and they'll send them to your house for free. Try them on, take your time, get some opinions, see which ones you like. To get started, just text Parker to 64,000. Keep the frames for 5 days and send them back when you're done. It's super easy, and it's totally free. If you find a winner, Warby Parker will send you a fresh pair outfitted with your prescription. Their high-quality glasses start at $95, including prescription lenses. That's right, including the prescription lenses. There's no need to travel to an optical store. With Warby Parker, you can shop for glasses anytime, anywhere. Try 5 frames for free today with Warby Parker. Text Parker to 64,000 to pick your 5 frames to try on at home for free. Text Parker to 64,000 to get started for free. That's PARKER to 64,000.
Making Moves is brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs.
After falling to the Los Angeles Lakers in the 1982 NBA Finals, the 76ers needed to find the right player to build the ultimate winning team. In September of '82, they acquired restricted free agent Moses Malone. They went on to rack up a 65-17 regular season record and followed that up with a 12-1 postseason record. Malone won the regular season and NBA Finals MVP award.
Build your winning team today. Go to linkedin.com/sports.
Adding a leader you need right when you need them. That's how sports teams get ahead and how your business can too. LinkedIn will match the right talent with your open roles fast. Post a job and you'll get great candidates with the right mix of skills, interest, and experience. So every hire you make is a win for your business. Go to linkedin.com/sports and get $50 off your first job post. That's linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
AA Best Bail Bonds presents Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage on ESPN San Antonio. Sponsored by Ewald Kubota, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, and Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys.
We are almost just a little under 3 weeks away.
3 weeks from yesterday, would have been the opener. So 3 weeks from right now, we're talking about the Cowboys getting the first win ever in that new stadium in L.A.
in that pretty new stadium. We're 17 days away from Texans and Chiefs. So, man, we're getting close. It's starting to feel that way too, isn't it, Jason? I'm starting to feel football season. I don't know why it suddenly feels that way. I guess I'm starting to see highlights of guys literally on the field running around hitting each other, which I think that might be the reason why. But we're here. And unbeknownst to us, Earl Thomas has been putting together this masterful plan to get himself to the Dallas Cowboys by route of the Baltimore Ravens. Gets into a crazy ass fight, which that was nuts. Gets a cut, and then they take his money, or they're going to try to keep his signing bonus for moral turpitude and conduct unbecoming and whatnot. So now Earl Thomas is available to the Dallas Cowboys. Yet there has been no word as to whether the Cowboys have reached out. Now, certainly, Stephen came on 105.3 The Fan earlier today and said, we're going to treat this like the Everson negotiations, and that worked out pretty well. We're not talking about anything, basically. So,
well,
I don't know what to make of this.
Except there, the question is, and we'll ask you on the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines, 210-656-ESPN, should the Cowboys go after Earl Thomas? Years ago, he went after Jason Garrett in the tunnel begging. He had an opportunity. Jerry Jones has never spent, or it's been a long time since he spent big money at the safety position. And when you think about the NFL and the salaries, they put budgets in each position group. And let's face it, man, the safety position in the Cowboys realm is not in a gated neighborhood, if you know what I mean. They just aren't going to spend a lot of money on that position group, but it is an area of need. I mean, they did bring in but they've certainly upgraded from Jeff Heath. But is it worth bringing in an Earl Thomas? What do you guys think? 656-ESPN, 656-3776, or on Twitter at Rob Thompson ESPN. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. Now, Mike McCarthy did say today and did confirm that the Cowboys did have an internal discussion about Earl Thomas.
I've talked to Will about it. So, yeah, I mean, we talk about we read the news too. So
they got rabbit ears.
You may not think we read your guys' articles and stay on top of things. So, we look at every situation. It's player acquisition is 365 days a year.
Which tells me Stephen was in that meeting, because I've heard Stephen say that player acquisition line, I don't know, a billion times. Not that every team doesn't say that line, but, is there a level of interest maybe, Mike McCarthy? Where would you gauge it? How hard are you going to pursue?
Well, actually, the conversations, I've been involved with, we had a chance to have a thorough, personnel meeting just 2 days ago, and
our safety suck.
We're very confident in where we are as far as the 80-man roster. So as far as any prospect that's available, those are more conversations for Jerry, Stephen, and Will McClay. As far as looking at that situation, so I have nothing really to report.
We're confident, and I'm going to pass the buck. I don't want to answer this question.
We have to keep Clinton Dix around, just so in just passing conversation, you have to say ha ha. Jim ha ha over there was you have to keep him around just to have that.
Well, I mean, the thing
Jason,
is, you want a ha ha in your secondary, but you don't want your secondary to be ha ha.
But if you get a chance to say ha ha like 3 times a day, not the emoji, just to actually say it, see, your day would be better. It would make your day better off. Make a case for signing Earl Thomas with the 7-point whatever money that was suddenly made available just a couple of days. Earl Thomas picks a fight with a dude that got him released. I won't say that there's any kind of conspiracy going on there, but I'm just wondering, make a case for taking all that money and paying Earl Thomas.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
No, I want you to make. Well, okay, no, I want, because I know you don't want him. I want you to make a case to people that to convince those that don't why we should see the Dallas Cowboys do this. What would be the best case scenario here?
You know what? If you get him on the cheap, on a very incentive-laden contract, I would try to bring him in.
More than right? That's the 7-2.
If he's going to take
the money that's available,
going to take $7 million, I don't know that I want him. I mean, he's not the same player that was in Seattle. I mean, everybody that's going to call in right now, we see you there, Jose and Sam, and you want him. You're thinking Longhorn. You're thinking the Seattle version, not the current version who has gone. What's the term Pledge used earlier? Antonio Brown light. I mean, you think about that weird situation he had in the offseason when his wife tracked him down with his phone tracker, and
I mean, who hadn't been held at gunpoint in somebody else's apartment by your wife when you were
was he with his brother?
His brother.
His brother, and one girl that they were all in bed together, and then his wife shows up and pulls out a gun, and then here's a guy getting in fights with his teammates 2 years in a row. I'm not there. Let's go to the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines. Jose, why should the Cowboys pursue Earl Thomas?
Why should? I say they shouldn't.
Shouldn't?
If it's an incentive-based contract, like you said, that's the only way you bring him in.
Jose, what's the most you're paying?
John Harbaugh, I think, if Harbaugh didn't want him in Baltimore, it's more than just that incident that happened in practice where he punched somebody. It was enough. Like, that was just the last straw, and that's it. Like, they had enough of him, and that was it. Like you said, it's either incentive based, and that would be the only way to bring him in. But I wouldn't want to bring him into the situation, bring him to the locker room, especially with the new coach. You saw.
I gotta know. Okay, so we know that there's 7 point whatever made available after the Tyron Smith restructure. So there's money out there. 7 whatever doesn't seem that much for an Earl Thomas on a 1-year deal. To me, sounds like I don't care if he's crazy or not. I'll bring him in for this. A 1-year show me kind of deal, but that's still too much in your eye. So if that's too much, what would you bet? Is it $2 million and 10 of incentives? Is it $5 million and 3 of incentives? I mean, what do you do Jason? What would you do?
Jose, appreciate the call. He's 31 years old. Pro Football Focus last year, highest graded safeties in coverage from 2015 to 2019. That's a nice span is Earl Thomas. I still, how did he play last year in Baltimore? I didn't watch enough Ravens to know. I know he had a good year, but Baltimore was good. But he's 31 years old, and can he help the Cowboys go? Here's the question that the Joneses and Will McClay and Mike McCarthy have to ask. Are you a safety away from the Super Bowl? If the answer is yes, then you bring him in and you hope that DeMarcus Lawrence and some of the other leaders on that defense can keep him in check. We know he wants to be in Dallas. He just got fired from a job for conduct detrimental to the team. So as good as he is on a playoff team like Baltimore, they didn't want him in that locker room because he wasn't good for the locker room. Now, the Cowboys have been a reclamation point for many players throughout the years. Cowboys have had success bringing those guys in. They've had failures too. Is it worth disrupting your locker room?
Has he disrupted? Other than completely blasting a dude on his team. Other than that, has he been up until this moment? Has he been a negative in the locker room?
Didn't he punch a guy in practice last year too? I think he did.
Is that?
I mean,
so is that wrong?
I mean,
so that shouldn't ever happen.
It is, and again, even Mike McCarthy said, how a guy fits does have to factor into any kind of decision.
Well, I mean, everything's looked at, and at the end of the day, I think the most important question you needed to ask is, how does the player fit into the locker room? Because that, to me, that's usually a huge determining factor on if it happens or doesn't happen too. So, and just like anything in this business, there has to be, a mutual understanding and to bring those things together. So at the end of the day, as the head coach, my focus is on our current locker room.
All right. So again, kind of dancing around a little bit, but he might be great, but he might not be worth it. And so the money has to make it worth it for the Cowboys to take a chance. $5 million, $4 million with some incentives. The thing is, even freeing up some money, don't you have to keep some money available in case you have to sign some emergency guys because of COVID? So you can't take what available money you have and give it all to one guy. Not this year. You can't do it. But you get fired from a job, and I mean, they're so pissed off at you, they're going to file grievances to try to get money back from you that they already gave you. Makes me wonder if there's a lot more to it than just the one little fight on the practice field. And he's only been there 1 year.
But it's the Cowboys, and they have the money.
Uh-huh.
It seems like a foregone conclusion that we would have it. Let's just say if there wasn't a fight, if there wasn't this that was happening yesterday, but suddenly Earl Thomas became available. And it came to light that the Cowboys had, in the cushions, found $5 million. Wouldn't everybody be dancing in the streets if Earl Thomas said, "Yeah, I'll take $5 million and come to the Cowboys"?
Sure. And again, he might have to do that.
But either one of these things has nothing to do with what he's capable of on the field. I mean, still, even 3/4 of Earl Thomas is better than 3/4 of the league.
I love Earl Thomas, the player, Longhorn. Wanted the Cowboys to go get him. Is he that much of an upgrade now to deal with the headache and what he might cause in the locker room? I mean, if Harbaugh was like, dude, you got to go, that is a huge red flag because they've put up with a lot of stuff in Baltimore. Harbaugh has. And now you're looking at them saying, dude, you've just got to get out. You've got to go. And we're going to try to get some money back. It is the Dallas Cowboys. But it's Mike McCarthy. Let's go back to the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines. Fred, you're on the Blitz. What's up, Fred?
Gentlemen, it's been a while. Enjoy your show as usual. I would say bring him in at a cheap price with non-guaranteed contract, and if he gets in trouble, cut your losses. He's better than what the Cowboys have on there, especially if they still have Brown on their losses. I would just take a chance. Get tired. I mean, he's not the player he used to be, but you have someone on the bench that can step in and do something. That's my take. You guys keep up the good work and enjoy your show. Later.
Appreciate you, Fred.
Two ways of looking at it for Earl Thomas. You remember when the Honey Badger was an issue and a team took a flyer on him and he turned out to be pretty damn good and cashed in Kansas City? Maybe Baltimore, he chased the money when he left Seattle. It wasn't a good fit. He doesn't like blue crabs, didn't like the cold, whatever, and still wants to come back to Dallas. But it's got to be a cheap deal. All that $7 million or the 10 that he was making. And I understand Jerry does not pay safeties a lot of money. You get them for 3 to 5 with a bunch of incentives, then you go get them. Maybe it's worth it.
Hall of Famer. This guy's a Hall of Famer. We're talking about a Hall of Fame guy whose career isn't over. We were still talking about him in the upper echelon yesterday before the fight. So nothing has changed on the field. And really, previous to this, not a lot of bad history. I mean, the wife thing, it is weird, but not a lot with Seattle. I think that, the Cowboys, this is the Cowboys, Jason. We're way up against it. This seems so minor. We got a guy that the NFL looks at Randy Gregory and goes, no way. And we are begging for Randy Gregory. And the NFL goes, not even us, man. We can't even do that. And I know it's legal. We can't let that. So it seems so minor to us to quibble about, getting into a fight with a guy who might have been just a pawn. Hey, we'll continue to talk about this. And Lisa Campos, AD at UTSA, has done a great job arranging a schedule. We'll tell you who UTSA picked up today. Coming up next, you're on the Blitz.
And, we want football season to happen as we are a couple of weeks away. Some high school football actually starts this week in the smaller towns. You want football, wear your mask. You need a mask, go see Sam at Sammy's Embroidery Club on San Pedro. Sam is open. He has masks. He has the washable, reusable cloth mask and the surgical medical masks, the KN95s, and disposable surgical masks that are certified FDA and CDC approved. So if you're in the medical field, working at a doctor's office, a dentist's office, an urgent care center, a standalone ER, even a hospital, and you need those medical masks, especially the KN95s, Call Sammy's Embroidery Club, 210-824-3900. Sam has been supplying masks for the city, for the county, for surrounding counties. Heck, he even has the contract for the state of Illinois and Cook County, Illinois, Chicago, because he is an approved vendor. Those washable, reusable cloth masks Sam has, variety of sizes and colors. He's got youth sizes. And if you're a business owner and you want your logo on it, Sam can do that for you as well with a minimum order of 25. If you're a spirit group, as schools are getting underway, you want masks, and Sam can do that for you as well. Your club, your sorority, your fraternity. Check the website, samsembroidery.com, or go visit that massive showroom on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410 next to Big Lots across from McDonald's. And you know you're going to work with Sam on your project. He's the owner, and he's by his phone right now, 210-824-3900. 824-3900 for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Your home for the Texas Rangers all season long.
This is Joey Gallo. This is Elvis Andrews of the Texas Rangers.
Texas Rangers Baseball, brought to you by GPS of Texas.
Your home for the Texas Rangers. 1250 ESPN San Antonio.
And 94.5 FM.
Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys, is celebrating the Cowboys' 60th anniversary with the Ultimate Fan Experience Sweepstakes. Win Dallas Cowboys game tickets, tailgate experience, and 60th anniversary gear like exclusive Miller Lite Cowboys caps, t-shirts, or a track jacket. Register at MillerLite.com/Cowboys or go to your local retailer where Miller Lite is sold and snap the Snapchat code. The Ultimate Fan Experience Sweepstakes, brought to you by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys.
Celebrate responsibly. 2020 Miller Brewing Company, Fort Worth, Texas.
Ready for a positive 2020 surprise? Here's one from Diamonds Direct. The return of our best offer ever. 5 years, 0 interest financing. Yes! Starting Monday the 31st, backed by popular demand. Pick any item. Get the amazing value price Diamonds Direct is known for. Pay nothing down and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. And you can even finance the sales tax. Fine jewelry has never been more affordable. 5 years, 0 interest on anything and everything starting September 1st at Diamonds Direct. Get details, directions, and store hours at diamondsdirect.com.
If you're a bacon lover, I've got great news for you. This is Michael Kilbasa with Kilbasa Smoked Meats. Our authentic dry-cured bacon is now available at grocery stores near you. We make it the old-fashioned way with the finest pork bellies and our legendary spice blend. We don't pump it full of water or chemicals like other brands. All you get is thick, savory slices of delicious bacon. I hope you'll give it a try, and if it's not the best bacon you've ever eaten, I'll give you your money back. Kilbasa Smoked Meats, slow crafted in Texas since 1949.
It's a new season, and it's Sport Clips haircuts. All of our stylists are clean certified and guy smart. So come in and get yourself back in the game with our legendary MVP experience. It's a mancation with our hot steam towel, relaxing shampoo, and a winning cut. Check in online and walk out with confidence. Sport Clips, it's good to be a guy.
And you be stepping out like a pro.
The great thing about facts, they're proven. Like the fact that crude oil contains impurities. Or that base oil made from natural gas is 99.5% free of impurities. And the fact that Pennzoil is the first synthetic motor oil made from natural gas, not crude oil. It gives you unbeatable engine protection. The proof is in the Pennzoil. Based on Sequence 4A wear test using SAE 5W30. Ask for it at the Mopar Service Center at your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealership.
Hey, it's the Blitz. He's Jason. I'm Rob. Welcome aboard. We're going all the way to 6:30. We're your home for the Texas Rangers tonight. They're taking on those dreaded A's. Your GPS of Texas brings them to you every night this week, 6:30 early pregame, 7:05 first pitch. You can catch it all right here on ESPN San Antonio. Your home for the Texas Rangers. Lisa Campos, AD there at UTSA, has done an outstanding job. Don't you agree, Jason, on wrangling a schedule in the rubble that is the NCAA football? Really outstanding. Landed a good game against one of our favorites.
Well, Army, go Navy. Army, though, will be coming to the Dome October 17th. So they replaced the ODU game with Army. And all of a sudden you look up and you go, man, she's got, Texas State, Stephen F., Memphis, UAB, Army, La Tech, Florida Atlantic, Rice, UTEP, Southern Miss, North Texas, then a conference championship game. When it looked like there might be 8 games, all of a sudden it's a full schedule for UTSA. And again, the Alamo Dome, can be at 50% right now. They haven't announced a seating plan, just what the governor has said, but should be a lot of fun for the UTSA Roadrunners and Jeff Traylor.
Jeff Traylor got a full schedule. This isn't an easy schedule by any stretch. It's a man meets moment kind of thing. In the 5 o'clock hour, the rumors continue as Pop going to head over to the Brooklyn Nets to finish it out. The AP Top 25, Texas and Texas A&M neck and neck there in the second 10. And, well, of course, we'll be joined by one of my absolute favorites. His name is Clarence Hill, and he's going to join us at 5:30 with our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboy Training Camp update. Hang on. We'll be right back. You're on Blitz.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications.
I no longer have sleep apnea and stopped taking cholesterol medication completely. Even my testosterone level raised over 100 points.
I no longer have anxiety attacks and have stopped taking pre-diabetic medication and sleeping pills.
I take 0 medications and said goodbye to sinus infections. I finally feel normal.
I do not take medicines. I lost over 40 pounds and my weight has remained amazingly consistent. Most importantly, I feel great.
I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
Nobody plans on getting arrested, but it happens. Get out of jail fast by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. Call AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans and are open 24/7. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Sugat's here. Dell supports America's entrepreneurs during Small Business Month with all you need to office anywhere. Save up to 45% on computers and servers with Intel Core processors. Upgrade to new modern devices with Windows 10 Plus. Save on top brand tech while enjoying free shipping on everything and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call 877-S-DELL to talk to a Dell Technologies advisor. That's 877-S-DELL or visit Dell.com/smallbusinessdeals.
The great thing about facts, they're proven. Like the fact that crude oil contains impurities, or that base oil made from natural gas is 99.5% free of impurities. And the fact that Pennzoil is the first synthetic motor oil made from natural gas, not crude oil. It gives you unbeatable engine protection. The proof is in the Pennzoil. Based on Sequence 4A wear test using SAE 5W30. Ask for it at the Mopar Service Center at your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealership.
KCDC San Antonio.
Hi, this is Manu Ginobili.
1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM, where the pros play. Jason Minix, Rob Thompson, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. On the go at ESPNSA.com. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. James, pleasure producing us all the way to 6:30, comfortably ensconced in the glass box of fun, taking you all the way up to the Rangers-A's game, pregame at 6:30. Jason, the rumors continue. We're going to get into the Spurs and Greg Popovich and the Brooklyn Nets and the possibilities of his exit to go up there and play with Sean Marks, the current GM there of the Brooklyn Nets. So the AP Top 25 is out, and what a poke in the eye the AP gave the Big Ten and the Pac-12. Here's what could have been. Bink! Nope, you're not going to get to see that, are you? But the Texas and Texas A&M, respectable, and both have a great effect on their schedule. They play some teams in front of them, and they get to rise if they beat them. We'll look at that, and, of course, our Dallas Cowboys update at 5:30 with Clarence Hill. He's going to join us. Clarence Watkins.
No.
Calvin Hill.
Nope.
Grant Hill's dad. Not him?
Nope.
No? Clarence Hill Jr. Fort Worth Star Telegram, 5:30. I've been led to believe that's the correct thing to be saying. You know, Jason, when this when this rumor first hit, and I guess it's been about a month ago, that Sean Marks and the Brooklyn Nets were full speed ahead in that and trying to bring Greg Popovich in to put some icing on the Sunday that has been a Popovichian career with another title with Kyrie and KD. What a great way to ride into the sunset. And we kind of laughed at it. But as you said earlier, it's still here. It is lingering, and somebody's talking about it.
You know, that's the interesting thing, which makes me start to wonder, is there some truth to it? I mean, we know that Sean Marks more than once has said, no, not true. But yet, here's another story. Shams puts one out. ESPN had an article. Apparently, Kevin Durant's number one choice is Greg Popovich. I don't believe it. I honestly don't see it happening, but my percentage of it happening is risen to about the percentage where the Spurs could have gotten to the top four during the draft lottery the other night. There's probably more of a chance than I originally thought. Now, I know on Twitter, Fat Kid 1323 has been telling us for a while, tweeting, I mean, he's banging the drum that Pop is gone. And he's trying to do it again. I told you guys to look, just because there's a story doesn't mean anything there. But maybe, and maybe it's just the ass backwards plan that Pop has to leave the organization in a good spot. He's 71. At some point, we know he's going to leave. If he goes to the Nets, the Spurs get compensation. I don't know what that is, but I'm assuming it's a couple of years worth of draft picks, don't you?
I would think at the bare minimum.
So,
first of all, let's put it in the realm of possibilities. What's the percentage that you see it today, Jason, that let's not talk about him leaving, just the possibility that there's discussions. Do you see any what's your level of certainty there?
I mean, first they would have to ask the Spurs for permission. Before they ask for permission, I'm sure that there's been some feelers out. Hey, Pop, you interested? Mm-hmm. And I honestly, I just don't see it unless
it's hard to fathom, right?
Except for the Spurs always work on a 5-year plan, don't they? And in 5 years, is Pop going to still be the coach at 76 years old? Is he going to be the coach at 80? No. What's the NCAA lawyers doing in Lawrence, Kansas today? When you think about the next, I mean, if Bill Self is the next, as soon as it gets too hot in Lawrence, he's got to bail on that job. And, he's not going to sit around and wait. You know what I mean? So you just wonder, I'm sure the Spurs are having their typical long-term planning discussions, as it feels like they're always doing, but I just can't imagine that Pop would go coach for another team. I just can't. Then again, Pat Riley, Phil Jackson, a lot of great coaches have coached more than one team.
Never of this tenure, though.
No.
Never a coach after 20 years.
It'd be like Jerry Sloan going and coaching the Indiana Pacers years ago.
And keep in mind, Jerry Sloan is a mentor. A long time, was a long time confidant of Greg Popovich's. Would you fault him? Would you fault Greg Popovich for going to write an RC and going, you know what? I'm looking at this, and this is certainly going to be fun, or I'm looking at that, and there could be some jewelry at the end of this. Would you mind? I can't imagine any ill will. Go, man, go do that. We'll see you later.
If Greg Popovich were to do that, how long before everybody calls him a hypocrite? If he goes there to chase rings, because how often does he talk that he doesn't care about his legacy? He doesn't care about this. He doesn't care about that. He cares about coaching. If he were to do that and basically be the Kevin Durant joining the Golden State Warriors ring chasing, I mean, you think about all the things Pop has said in the past. I mean, his legacy is set, whether he gets another ring somewhere else or not. But, when he talks about how he's not a basketball lifer, yet he's still coaching at 71 years old and looking for the next, and how much would they pay him? My goodness, what would it cost to get Greg Popovich?
I have 2 words for anybody who goes, you hypocrite. for going to Brooklyn and making double-digit $1 million over the next several years and coaching Kyrie Irving, who has, there's some work to put out for me there. And Kevin Durant also some work, but Karis LeVert is there. You got a young post that came out of John Allen out of this is a team that's loaded for bear and ready to go. So I could get jewelry out of this and ridiculously wealthier, live in Brooklyn, live in New York, and live that New York lifestyle with so many great restaurants. I could not get to them all in a year. And you're going to tell me I'm a hypocrite? I got 2 words, and the first one starts with a consonant.
An F.
I'm not going to tell you which words. So
I'm just saying that I look at that and I think not good. And in the COVID climate, not like he can go enjoy all those great restaurants. Just saying.
Come on, Debbie Downer.
Hey man, I'm trying to keep them.
They have delivery. They got bicycles.
You
drive up to the curb.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the man has earned it. I hold him no ill will if he wants to go, but I want compensation. I want to be properly compensated, Yana. I want to make sure that when he does go, he does send a couple of care packages back here.
Now that said, because let's look at it that way. We know at some point in the next couple of years, Pop isn't going to be the coach. 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 30. I don't know. This is a way to send him on his way now, thank him for all he's done, give him the Rolex, put up the statue and the banner, but get something in return. Same things that I've said about DeMar DeRozan. If he's going to opt out, try to trade him, sign and trade, get something in return, because that means you gave up Kawhi for absolutely nothing. If you can lose Greg Popovich, but get some high draft picks or some draft picks in return, would that be enough for you to say, it's been a good run, man. Thank you.
I would hope there is no hypocrisy out there. People firing that at anyone. This is a business. And when the Spurs trade players, it's a business. When they cut players, it's a business. When players choose not to come to San Antonio because there's more money, it's a business. Now, it can be cutthroat. Marcus Morris proved that, man. You can be underhanded and deal dirty. This isn't about that. This is business. And if you have the opportunity to go win, be successful in a city that would be fantastic to live in, and coach 2 once-in-a-lifetime kind of players at the same time and make ridiculous double-digit millions, go do it. I hold you no ill will. I would like to see some compensation there. And I will just kind of throw this out there. Kansas, their incoming class this year is terrible. This is the worst Kansas recruiting class in a long time. Now, man meets moment, and this is one of those kind of hinge-worthy moments, I think. Maybe there's some steady work up there in Lawrence, Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Bill Self's been watching Spurs tape.
If you think about it, send him on his way. You get some draft pick compensation. As soon as he's done in Brooklyn,
we'll keep your office.
He's gonna
your office is still gonna be where you left.
He's gonna be whatever RC is.
Yeah,
head of SS.
You're welcome back anytime. We're gonna lock your office. It'll be exactly as you left it, and come on home whenever you're ready.
At some point, he's gonna walk away. He's gonna buy a house in Missouri that has a prison in the bottom of it. I mean, no. There's mansions all over Montana. I got a feeling we won't see or hear from Pop. He's not going to be on the TNT
he can
crew.
Zoom?
He'll be in Hawaii playing poker with Don Nelson. He's going to be doing all kinds of things that have nothing to do with basketball.
I believe he will be coaching at Pomona Pitzer, some Division III bus school that never plays more than an hour away. And that's how he'll end. If you've done it for 71 years, you ain't stopping that. He wasn't like, only got to 5 more years till retirement. No, man. This he's a lifer. So there's more basketball left in his tank. I do believe that, but is there 5 years worth? No, but I don't need 5 years in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Worthy of consideration. I can't imagine it's true. And even further from that, Jason, I can't imagine that he would leave. It just seems so otherworldly. That Greg Popovich would go, you know what? I think I'm going to go play and coach somebody else. That would almost be like a divorce.
It would feel like a divorce, but honestly, and I know you're going to laugh at me and tell me I'm an effing idiot as I say this. I could see him as an assistant to Steve Kerr just so he could live in San Francisco before I could see him head coaching the Brooklyn Nets.
If he was a non-traveling assistant, like I said, I agree with that. I don't think he'll ever leave the game.
Yeah, if he were going to leave, I could see him pick a city with people that he loves and go do that. Now, when you look at Brooklyn, you got Sean and you got Tiago. He's going to replace Jock Vaughn if that were the case. I mean, there's a lot of Spurs ties now with that Nets organization.
Yes. I mean, Vaughn came through here. Don't forget, he's part of that tree, a small branch, but a branch nonetheless.
And imagine the platform he has during his pre and post game interviews for all his, other than basketball talk in the Mecca of Brooklyn, New York.
Up there, they love them, their mayor. The New Yorkers, they love Bill de Blasio. I don't think Pop would fit in up there. They're not outspoken, like Pop is. When we come back, the AP Top 25, she is out. Big 12 SEC fans should be excited. Lots of them in that Top 25. But if you're part of them different leagues that ain't playing, this is awful because guess what? They're included in this. They get the rank, but they don't get to play. We'll look at the AP coming up next. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Kielbasa breakfast links are available at HEB stores throughout the San Antonio area, so you can take your breakfast to the next level with those Kielbasa breakfast links. These links are uniquely Kielbasa. Like the dinner sauce you already know and love, these links are crafted in small 150-pound batches with premium cuts of pork and hand-blended spices. They're bursting with flavor, not the dry, shriveled-up breakfast links you usually find in stores. And they come fully cooked, so you can pop them in the microwave for a quick, easy, fast breakfast on the go. Or now that school is back in session, when the Zoom is working, you want to get those kiddos a good breakfast, get them those Kielbasa breakfast links. They're fantastic. And if you're on a no-carb diet, Kielbasa breakfast links are perfect. They certainly live up to Kielbasa's high standards of quality. If they're not the best breakfast links you've ever tasted, call Michael Kielbasa. He'll give you your money back. So get into HEB. Get those Kielbasa breakfast links today.
Every Thursday night at 7 after the Blitz, ESPN San Antonio brings you Down for the Count, the premier wrestling and sports entertainment talk show, featuring news and interviews from WWE, NXT, and AEW. Down for the Count, only on ESPN San Antonio.
Ready for a positive 2020 surprise? Here's one from Diamonds Direct. The return of our best offer ever. 5 years, 0 interest financing. Yes! Starting Monday the 31st, backed by popular demand. Pick any item. Get the amazing value price Diamonds Direct is known for. Pay nothing down and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. And you can even finance the sales tax. Fine jewelry has never been more affordable. 5 years, 0 interest on anything and everything starting September 1st at Diamonds Direct. Get details, directions, and store hours at diamondsdirect.com.
At Advance Auto Parts, we have same-day delivery, same-day contact-free curbside pickup, and same-day in-store pickup to keep you going. And we have the right oil, right filter, right price every day to keep your vehicle going. Get 5 quarts of full synthetic Valvoline, Mobile One, Pennzoil Platinum, or Castrol Edge with the Fram Titanium Oil Filter for just $33.99. Advance your auto at Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest locations. See store for details.
Fall is just around the corner. So are Labor Day savings now at the Home Depot, where you can save every day on everything, from mulch to power tools, new appliances to a fresh coat of paint. You can even shop and save right from the app and get convenient delivery right to your door. The only question is, what will you do next? Tackle more fall projects with Labor Day savings now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only while supplies last, valid through September 7th.
Blake Stevens with San Antonio-based GPS of Texas. If you have commercial vehicles on the road, you're a target for personal injury lawyers. I mean, you're wearing a bullseye. Our system can protect you if there is an accident with proof of speed, video monitoring, even proof that your driver wasn't on his phone. Don't get hammered. Have real proof that you weren't at fault by installing our GPS camera tracking system. Call GPS of Texas at 210-587-7634 or gpsoftexas.com.
It's time for some straight talk. You know what covering your bases is in baseball, right? Making sure you have no holes in your defense. Well, that's the kind of coverage you get with Straight Talk Wireless. And you'll pay up to 50% less than big carriers and still use their same networks. Just $45 a month gets you the unlimited plan with 25 gigs of high-speed data and 2G. No contract, no mystery fees, fully covering your bases for 50% less. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart. Savings may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Labor Day savings are now at the Home Depot, and your fall project list is now even more affordable. Use our mobile app to search, shop, and save. Flexible delivery options that bring everything you need right to your door. And if you need tools for a project, but not forever, you can rent them. You won't find a better toolbox anywhere else. Take on fall with Labor Day savings now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only, while supplies last, valid through September 7th.
It is the Blitz. Blitz is brought to you by the Thompson Law Firm, Jason Thompson, a lawyerforus.com. If you've been involved in a collision, there are no accidents. Rest assured that whoever ran into you has attorneys working for them. You need to make sure you have a winning personal injury attorney with nearly 30 years of experience. Jason Thompson, the number 210-900-0400 or lawyerforus.com. The AP Top 25 is out, and certainly the usual suspects are there. I'll cut straight to the chase. A&M came in at 13. Texas came in at 14. But the funny thing about this was the Big Ten and the Pac-12 were included in this Top 25, of which is immediately just throws the whole thing off.
I don't understand why the AP decided to include teams that they knew weren't playing. Unless, of course, Clemson loses a game and Alabama loses a game, and Ohio State can start practice on January 1. That will have them in line for the playoffs. It doesn't make any sense to include them, but they did, and maybe it does make sense to have some sort of normalcy. But of all the 2020 abnormal, this might be it. Seeing a top 25 that includes teams that we know aren't going to play.
Is it fair to even consider playing for a national championship? Shouldn't we just be happy with a regular season? Because,
well, I mean,
and I hate fairness. Fairness to me in sports is the least of anybody's worry. But this just feels like, let's just be happy that we get football for 10 games and can decide a conference championship. And maybe we can arrange some kind of rundown between conference champions. But to say that we're going to play for a national title and know that Ohio State and Penn State and Oregon and Notre Dame, they're going to get to play. They just jumped leagues into one. But to do that to those teams that, quite frankly, had it yanked from underneath their feet seems almost belligerent. And like, yeah, we'll show you. We're going to play for a title. We're going to hand out a trophy. I hope you enjoy the game.
You're still got a trophy, and yes, you're going to have it because it's sponsored. And quite frankly, they all need the money. What's going to be weird is in the spring, if the Pac-12 in the Big Ten play, will we have a spring national champion too? Will they create something for those boys?
By district champion?
Yes. I mean, I do think having a normal championship this year, because you do have enough going. It's not like the SEC is the only one playing. So
have a title of some sort, but you can't call it national champion. You can have some kind of COVID champ, something where the champions of the conferences play. I'm down, but to delegitimize or to make it, you'd lessen the product by calling it something that it is not. When you do not have the Big Ten or Pac-12, you cannot call it a national championship. You just can't.
I think you can, because it is. I mean, this year,
it's not. It's not. You cannot say that it is.
We're all going to know. So if A&M runs the table this year and is in the playoffs, you're not going to change your tune? I mean, you got one from 1939.
And the same thing could be said about that. No, this is not a national championship. It makes it illegitimate to go say that it is, when you know that the Big Ten and Penn and contenders, Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, they're contenders. You look at the Pac-12 now. While it's been a while, Oregon, a lot of speed there. This is a team on the uptick, and an injury here or there, they could have won it. And to say, well, national champions, just because we had a couple of ADs decide that the safety was more important than football, and then to poke it in people's eyes with it, this is not the way to handle this year. I think it's an accomplishment to win your conference and walk away saying we did it.
Oregon at 9, Penn State at 7, and Ohio State at 2 would be the only ones I think that have a legitimate argument. But if you're going to play a season, whatever the season is, and no matter who is involved in it, I do think you can legitimately crown a champion. And, at the end of this,
a champion of something, not a national champion.
Well,
I'm down with a champion of something.
Well, you're going to have your conference champions of those who play. And if they do have the college football playoff, that it's going to crown a national champion, whether you like it or not. That's what they're going to call it. But we're all going to know. We're all going to know that whoever wins the Heisman this year, he didn't have the same competition as he's always had.
No.
The fact that you've got the SEC playing no conference games, and the Big 12 might as well play no conference games because it's not like they've scheduled anybody tough. So every Big 12 team has an automatic W. Same with the ACC. So, it's just a bizarre year, but they're all kind of playing under the same umbrella. So I don't have a problem with calling it a national championship.
Man, if I'm the Big 10 and I'm the Big 12 or the Pac-12, I certainly do. We couldn't play, man, and it wasn't anything that we did. We weren't on suspension. We didn't get caught with our hand in the cookie jar. It worked out this way. And to say national title, can't call it something. Give it a champion. They're the Dr. Pepper champs. You get the trophy, and we're celebrated from now on because this was one crazy year and you won it. But to call it a national championship,
you sound
doesn't
like
feel right.
The old school baseball guy who doesn't think anything should count this year because
everybody
of the
gets to
shortened
play.
season.
No, this is everybody gets to play, and then you get a true national champion. Not everybody gets to play. You can't define it as something that it is not.
But everybody had the opportunity to play. You had 2 leagues that chose not to participate. That's it. That's it. Their commissioners made the choice not to play. So it shouldn't lessen the championship for those that did. It's not like the NCAA said, you know what, you guys can't compete. You're out because we want to award something over here. It was the Big 10 and the Pac-12's decision not to participate.
So they're faulted for what might be the right decision.
Might be. And it's
not a national championship.
And if we get there, we get there. And that becomes the big if.
We will find out. Well, and the sad thing is we're never going to know. We're never going to know how right or how wrong that decision was. And for those poor kids that get lost in this and having to watch what will be considered a national title with a little asterisk that 20 years from now, everybody look back on and go, well, that was the national champion.
Yeah, whoever has the ring and shirt isn't going to give a damn about your asterisk.
They're not going to actually care. There'll be good stories to be told for generations to come. Hey, you guys want to talk some Dallas Cowboys?
Yes, sir.
Who's joining us? He's an esteemed writer. I believe he's with the Fort Worth Star-Telegram.
From the Fort Worth Star-Telegram.
Going to join us. We're talking Dallas Cowboy training camp coverage, always brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. Next, right here on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
It's 5:30. You're getting hungry, craving wings. Wingstop now delivers. You can get Wingstop to bring that flavor right to your door at wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. You can order online and go pick it up, or you can get it delivered right to you. They even have the option for no contact delivery, and you can count on Wingstop for classic and boneless wings, sauced and tossed in 11 mouth-watering sauces and dry rubs. Lunch, dinner, late at night, wingstop.com is the place to go for piping hot wings, freshly made just for you. Again, classic or boneless, whatever, there is no wrong answer. You just got to order it the right way and order your favorite flavor today online at wingstop.com or by using the Wingstop app. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Love the Saturday morning hangover? Well, watch along every Saturday morning from 9 to 11. You can watch the show live at ESPNSA.com or on the ESPN San Antonio Facebook and YouTube pages. Search ESPN San Antonio and subscribe.
Hey everyone, with today's Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. 2 new defenders took part in practice Sunday, and the early forecast calls for lots of pressure on opposing QBs. Details after this.
Whether you're getting ready to purchase a home, setting up a college fund for your kids, or preparing for retirement, you're working hard to live a life you love. And you deserve peace of mind knowing your home, loved ones, and future are protected. At SWBC, we can help you assess your personal situation and create a customized solution to make sure you're prepared for whatever life throws your way. Visit SWBC.com to learn about your mortgage, insurance, and wealth management options today. That's SWBC.com.
Hi, it's Zoe from AT&T, covering for Lily. We've noticed people posting about getting a good workout at home. Well, if you want something good, build on something good, like how AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. But after a leg day, feel free to go beast mode on rest day, or nap day, popcorn day. Your videos may differ.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more. Best network based on GWS 1 score September 2019. To learn more about 5G, visit att.com/5G for you.
Dontari Poe and Everson Griffin, two recent free agent additions to the Cowboys D-line, both took part in practice Sunday. Poe's an all-pro nose tackle now in his 9th NFL season, but first in Dallas. He'd been limited to rehab work the first couple weeks of camp. Poe joins a line that already features Pro Bowlers DeMarcus Lawrence, Aldon Smith, and Griffin, and Poe's excited about the potential of the star-studded group.
I think it's going to be amazing. You name those guys who have a history of making a lot of plays, but guys like Ty Crawford and Antoine Woods, those guys may help me a lot. They'll be making a lot of plays, so just going to have ways of D-linemen coming at you and make plays.
On Sunday, the Ravens released all-pro safety Earl Thomas after an on-field fight with a teammate, so speculation of Thomas to Dallas will surely fill the airwaves. That's today's Cowboys Report. I'm Christy Scales.
Cover more ground with the fast, durable Kubota Sidekick, featuring a gas-powered engine that delivers a top speed of 40 miles per hour, best-in-class acceleration and handling with cargo, and the strength to haul what needs hauling, all backed by a 2-year, 1,000-hour warranty. Get more done right with the Kubota Sidekick. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Injuries happen even during a crisis. When they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, sports injuries, dislocations, and sprains and strains. With 2 locations, they have extended hours Monday through Saturday, on-site x-ray, casting, and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury with no urgent care or emergency room copay. Injured? Get to Ortho Now. Visit TSAOG.com/Ortho Now for more information.
Nobody beats the low prices at Mother's Window Tint, your car, stereo, and auto security headquarters. Nobody beats our prices on high-quality performance window tint and expert installation. It's essential to protect yourself and your family from the sun's hot rays and car thieves. Save $100 off regular winter prices when you purchase the Mother's Window Tint and Alarm package. This is a deal. Save $100 off our regular winter prices now at the start of summer. Limited to stock on hand. For 36 years, Mother's Window Tint, home of the Tint and Alarm special. Want to make your car go thump, 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 mother thump? Premium car stereos on sale. Sony, Kicker, JVC, JBL, Diamond, Kenwood, Memphis Audio, all on sale. GPS, remote start systems, all on sale. Save $100 on the Mother's Window Tint and Alarm special. Nobody beats the low prices at Mother's Window Tint, your car, stereo, and auto security headquarters. Mother's Window Tint, home of the Tint and Alarm special. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Everyone loves Rico's nachos, but not everyone enjoys them in exactly the same way. If you're a natural-born risk taker, you're a nacho high roller. You go all in when it comes to your nachos. To win big at snack or mealtime, you bet it all on crispy nacho chips, cheesy molten goodness, and spicy jalapenos. With Rico's Nachos, you're always a winner. Rico's Nachos are available at H-E-B, Walmart, and other grocery and club stores. For more info, go to ricos.com. Rico's, how to nacho.
Finding the next job is a big job, and that part of what you do is a little tough right now. Because of that, Lowe's for Pros is here to help. Get $400 in leads on us with a free 1-year subscription from Home Advisor to connect to jobs that make sense for you. Sign up at lowesforpros.com/pro-loyalty to get started. Just one more reason why Lowe's is the new home for pros. Now let's get to work. Subscription and $400 lead credit subject to Home Advisor's approval and terms. Valid for new Home Advisor customers only. Lowe's loyalty required. More terms apply. Valid through 9/9 U.S. only.
It's time for some straight talk. You know what a full court press is in basketball, right? Full defensive coverage with no holes. Well, that's the kind of coverage you get with Straight Talk Wireless. It runs on America's best networks, same as big carriers, but for a lot less. Just $45 a month gets you the unlimited plan with 25 gigs of high-speed data, then 2G, for up to 50% less than the big carriers. No contract, full coverage, 50% less. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. Savings may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds presents ESPN San Antonio's Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. Sponsored by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Ewald Kubota, and Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys.
Your AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboy training camp coverage continues. You're joined by a legend, Clarence Hill Jr., the Fort Worth Star Telegram. Clarence, welcome aboard, man. How's your day going?
What's up, man? I'm great, man. Y'all got me in the middle at the end of this Rockets OKC game, man. OKC about to knock them off.
Well, you ain't lying. That turnover that they just had that led to the OKC bucket, man. Thunder's up by 3. And let's start there. I mean, we know what it's like around Cowboys football season. They dominate everything. The talk up in Dallas today, more about Cowboys and maybe getting Earl Thomas, or about Luka in that game yesterday?
Luka mania, man. Luka mania is just super. The young king has arrived. He is ready. Everybody's excited. They're excited about this young team, and what he did on what I keep my days are mixed up. Sunday,
yesterday.
With training camp, you're working on the weekends, and Sunday was a full day. With the Cowboys, but yeah, it's amazing what he's done, and so everybody's going crazy with that, and of course, people want to know about Earl, but right now, the Cowboys, they have not made any contact. That's just, to me, is speculating. ESPN speculating the Cowboys would be the leading contender. From the Cowboys' point of view, and I've talked to the Cowboys, I've talked to people from Earl's side. There's been no contact.
Why not? I don't understand why there wouldn't be any contact. Are there concerns about locker room issues? Are there concerns outside of football? I can't even comprehend why there wouldn't have been a conversation, at least.
I mean, there's conversation in-house, but they have not made contact with Earl. There's no proof of life that they are interested because they have not made contact with Earl's people. Now, of course, they're going to do their due diligence and talk about it in-house. As Mike McCarthy told us today, we read the news. We see what's in the paper. We see what's going on. And certainly everything surrounding his situation is something that bears, is part of the consideration. I mean, there's no question why he got unceremoniously dumped by Baltimore with all the rumors of missed meetings and locker room chemistry and teammates not liking him and all the other stuff. No question that plays a role. McCarthy didn't talk about Earl, but he talked about, in free agency, having a right fit as part of the equation. But again, we're talking about a Cowboys team that is taking chances on everybody, right?
Yep.
Well, right. They bring anybody.
This is the Cowboys.
It is the Cowboys, whether it's new coach, and you've gone through 7 as the beat writer of the Cowboys with the Fort Worth Star Telegram, but some things are the same.
Jason?
And
what are you saying? Okay.
He's been through a lot of head coaches that he's covered, but there's one guy at the top who's willing to give people a lot of chances, and Earl Thomas, former Longhorn, has made it known he wants to be a Dallas Cowboy. And, maybe last year when he went to Baltimore, he didn't really want to go there, but he chased some money. But there's things about it that you wonder, would Mike McCarthy want in his locker room that, say, Jason Garrett, who's always looking for the right kind of guy, would be willing to put up with Mike McCarthy?
Well, I mean, it's the Cowboys do have Alden Smith here. They do have Everson Griffin here, and then they have different issues. They've had both come in with off the field issues that have taken them away from their teams in the past. But they have coaches here who have worked with them who can vouch for them. Part of that Earl Thomas thing was the Cowboys then had a secondary coach that was here, defense coordinator. The coordinator here who was in Seattle, who was vouching for him to a certain extent. Again, it's also about money. They didn't pursue Earl when he was a free agent because of the cost. They did try to trade for him in 2018. 2019, they didn't pursue him because of the cost and what he wanted. And he got paid in Seattle. He got paid $22 million, right now for 1 year. And so he's still, living off of that salary, so to speak. The good news is that if he does come to Dallas, it will be on a team-friendly, cheap deal prove it type deal, kind of the deal that the Cowboys like to have. Even and you look at some of the guys they've taken chances on guys. Those guys will come here on cheap 1-year deals, and certainly that will be the case. So you're thinking this is the perfect scenario. You can get Earl. You can also get him on the cheap because of how he left Baltimore. There's no way he can demand a market value salary. He just needs to go somewhere and play. And it's a perfect opportunity for him to come home if that's the case. But right now the Cowboys are not biting. And the other interesting thing about it is the guy the Cowboys brought in to play safety to replace Jeff Heath, Clinton Dix, he has not looked good. He has not looked good.
That was my next question.
By Darian Thompson on the depth chart.
Okay,
Darian Thompson is starting.
Clarence, I'm curious. As Clarence Hill Jr. joins us here on ESPN San Antonio, make sure you're following him on Twitter at Clarence Hill Jr. and reading the stuff on the Fort Worth Star Telegram. Have you seen, so in practice, I was going to ask, have you seen enough from practice to tell you that there isn't a great need, but evidently there might be if has not picked up the system or played up to what expectations were?
Well, I mean, the bottom line is has been past some depth chart.
Wow.
Darian Thompson has been working with the first team the last 3-4 practices. And it's not a situation where, they're just rotating. He's been working with the first team. Has been with the second team. Certainly has done nothing since he's been here to stand out and say that this guy looks like a player. He signed on a 1-year deal for a reason. He's been on, I guess, 3 teams in 4 years for a reason, and looks like those reasons are bearing out right now because, he has not taken hold of the starting job that everybody thought he would, coming back and, reviving his career with Mike McCarthy. That's certainly not happening. And so you would think there's an opportunity here unless the Cowboys really like Darian Thompson that much. They would choose Darian Thompson over Earl Thomas, and I can't see that either.
I mean, they went with Jeff Heath for a long time. So when it comes to safety, and it's a position group that Jerry has never seemed to spend a whole lot of money on. But if the price is right, you got to go get an Earl Thomas. That to me is the bottom line. So I'll ask you, Clarence, your experience, if you were to put a percentage on Earl Thomas being on the Cowboys opening day roster against the Rams, would you put it above 50, 75, 25, 0? Where do you think?
My problem is I would say 50-50, but my problem is everybody I've talked to so far says there's nothing going on. And there's why wait? He's there, go get him. If you really want him, and I don't know what you're waiting on because we're less than 3 weeks from the season opener. But there's nothing going on between both sides. So to me, it has to be less than 50.
Clarence Hill Jr. joining us here on ESPN San Antonio. And, you get a chance. You're inside the bubble. You get to see these things on a regular. And, for us on the outside looking in, tell us what's the difference between camp this year and those past? What is McCarthy's primary change? And certainly we have to throw the COVID stuff into this, but the attitude, I
think the COVID stuff is part. That's changed everything because it's changed how we view practice because we don't get the same perch, right? That we saw in the past because we're further away, and so you don't get to do the same things. But obviously how you run this practices are different. There's no noise at all in practice. There's no music, no crowd noise, none of that. Practice is quiet. He basically told us today that it's quiet because there'll be no fans at games, so it's not a big deal. Of course, he's not remembering the fact that they will pump in crowd noise. So
yeah,
he needs to start working. He needs to start working with that. But they just run practice differently, and they do more tempo stuff between plays. Like Jason's all about hustle between drills, and they don't really hustle a lot between drills, but they do rapid fire plays, and it's like no huddle all the time. And they're always rapid fire plays and stuff like that. And they run their drills different and they do different things. But it's a very competitive training camp. And I will tell you the defense, because the offensive tackles have been injured and your top 3 tackles not been there for more than a week. The defense, the pass rush is killing Dak Prescott and the quarterback. And part of that is they got some pretty good pass rushers, with DeMarcus Lawrence and Alden Smith, and DeMarcus is healthy. You should see a revival of DeMarcus Lawrence after down here because, he's healthy He's not coming off shoulder surgery. Alden Smith does not look like a guy who missed 5 years. He was beating Tyron Smith before Tyron Smith left with a hamstring injury. And then you add Everson Griffin to the mix. Right now, that defensive line on pass rushing is Alden Smith on one end, DeMarcus Lawrence on one end, Tyron Crawford and Everson Griffin rushing inside from the tackle position. So that's a pretty ferocious, that's a pretty nasty pass rush right there.
That is, Clarence. And I mean, and we talk about differences. We're not in Oxnard. We're not doing our show on the tennis courts out there. But, when you think about the differences in camp, and I know in years past, we've talked about the defensive line saying, well, maybe they're better than we think because look at that offensive line they're going against. So
right.
with that same philosophy, should we be concerned about the offensive line or go, wow, the Cowboys actually found themselves a D-line group that can get to the quarterback?
No, because, once La'el Collins comes back and once Tyron Smith comes back, they'll be fine. Those tackles will be fine, Now, I don't know about their third tackle, Cam Irvin. He was not good in Kansas City. He's been hurt since he's been here. The guys that have been replacing them at tackle have not looked good, but that starting unit looks good. And I guess one name we haven't talked about that is wild since the beginning of camp, former Oklahoma star, C.D. Lamb, who gave my Longhorns fits at the Cotton Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's a good-looking athlete.
Well, it's funny because I was about to ask you about the position groups, but see, I'm just going to call him C.D. Lamb. I'm already going to forget where he went to college. But you look at this guy and the three receivers they have plus Zeke, especially if Zeke lines up as a wide receiver. Have you seen some crazy offensive looks out of this team?
No, I haven't really seen any crazy offensive looks. But, you're going to see Zeke and Pollard on the field together. You're going to see those receivers bunched together. Not really crazy looks, but you don't really need crazy looks when you got crazy options. I mean, Michael Gallup has looked good. And Mike McCarthy said he's the number one receiver. Amari Cooper has looked good. CeeDee Lamb, again, he's just jumped off the page at everybody from day one and just oozes with athleticism. And Tony Pollard said he is worth the hype. The hype is true. This dude is a game breaker. And so you got that. You got Zeke looking good and looking healthy. He had a touchdown today, and he dunked over the goalpost. So that tells you he's feeling good. He was able to get up. Tony Pollard looks fast and sleek. And tight end Blake Jarwin. He is again another good-looking athlete. You're going to see more plays down the field to the tight end compared to what Jason Witten, just because Blake Jarwin can get down the field where Jason Witten couldn't.
And again, you talk about all those weapons. Dak Prescott, has he learned how to throw two balls at the same time to get it to all those different guys?
You know what? It's a good problem to have. Everybody, well, can they get the ball? Can they get the ball, everybody? And the good news is that these guys are competitive, but they're also unselfish. They're also each other's biggest cheerleaders. Like Zeke kept pointing out, we're all going to eat. It's not an issue of me worrying about them getting the ball and me not getting the ball. They said we're all going to eat, and it looks like they all have an opportunity. Because remember last year, and people forget, last year the Cowboys legitimately should have had 3 1,000-yard receivers. Randall Cobb had like 890 yards, and he had a number of yards that were called back because of penalties, and they had a number of dead games where they didn't score late or didn't put any points up late. And, Dak, was hurt in the Philadelphia game with that one arm. And Zeke, he had 1,400 yards rushing, so they all could have got 3 1,000-yard receivers last year with a 1,400-yard rusher. That's still on the table this year.
Clarence Hill Jr. Hey, Clarence, real quick, who dunked over the goalpost?
Zeke.
Get out of here.
He tried to. He got his own.
Okay.
He went up.
All right.
He went up.
That was 8-foot goalpost, man. Come on.
I thought they were playing on Pop Warmer goals or something.
He was feeling spry. He had to get up there and test it.
Did he at least touch the yellow paint? Did he get a little paint on his fingertip and underneath his fingernails, scraping the bottom there?
He slammed the ball up there. He got up there now. Don't get him wrong. Zeke was a hooper in high school. He got up there.
Respect.
Yeah,
The Zeke I've seen lately ain't the Zeke Duncan. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Again, he's in shape. There's no Zeke from. This is not Cowboy Zeke. This is full training camp Zeke. And he admitted that he started slow last year because he missed camp. So he was excited to get to camp. and be in better shape to start the season.
Gosh, it was good to hear from you. Clarence Hill Jr., the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, right here on ESPN San Antonio. Take care of yourself, my friend. We look forward to talking to you soon.
No problem, guys. Thank you.
And again,
Clarence
the
Hill
Thunder,
Jr.,
by the way, beat the Rockets 117-114.
That's another good team, man. Chris Paul, you want to talk about proving your value. That guy, just straight up winner. And my attitude about Chris Paul has made almost a 180 over the years. I never really was a huge fan. We got a lot to talk about. Man, it's good to hear from Clarence Hill. That's one of those, we don't get a lot of them down here, because you read his stuff, you don't hear them. But training camp, that's just part and parcel of hearing him at training camp and talking to Clarence, because he has a unique perspective, but also unique access, unlike most in the Metroplex.
He's been there for so long, and he's got family here. He's from Schulenburg. Good dude, man. We need to have him on more, but he stays pretty dang busy.
We are our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboy training camp coverage continues. We have a great Dallas Cowboy giveaway brought to you by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. Go to ESPNSA.com right now. Get yourself signed up. We gave away the cornhole game. It's going to be greatly missed by the Thompson family. Popped up. You'll never know anybody used it. I hired an expert, and it's been boxed as it came, clean, hermetically sealed. You'll never know. Perfect. That's already been given away, though. But we have other great stuff, man.
But I thought I was going to get the OtterBox.
Oh, you are? Yeah, that's coming. That's coming.
Well, I thought that's what we were giving
It's on its
away.
way.
I mean, it's got a little sand in it from the beach weekend. But
and this is the beach day result.
I think
this is the thing.
Yeah.
This is the cornhole. That was nice. Wait till you see this thing. And the way to see it is to win it. Go to ESPNSA.com. Get yourself all signed up, and you very well could win some Dallas Cowboy Miller Lite swag from Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. We come back. There's a house for sale in the great state of Missouri that is perfect for your local serial killer. We'll talk about the availability of a basement prison next door. Hang around. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
You buy that house. I'm not sure that AA Best Bail Bonds can help you, but you find any other kind of jail, you get yourself arrested. Somebody gets arrested. The best way to get out of jail is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail. And you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option, AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, offer a free shuttle service. Of course, they're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, 225-2121, or online at mybestbailbonds.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds presents ESPN San Antonio's Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. Sponsored by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Ewald Kubota, and Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. Log on to ESPNSA.com for all the latest and tune into the Blitz.
Ready for a positive 2020 surprise? Here's one from Diamonds Direct. The return of our best offer ever. 5 years, 0 interest financing. Yes! Starting Monday the 31st, backed by popular demand. Pick any item. Get the amazing value price Diamonds Direct is known for. Pay nothing down and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. And you can even finance the sales tax. Fine jewelry has never been more affordable. 5 years, 0 interest on anything and everything starting September 1st at Diamonds Direct. Get details, directions, and store hours at diamondsdirect.com.
At Advance Auto Parts, we have same-day delivery, same-day contact-free curbside pickup, and same-day in-store pickup to help you stay on the go. But we also have CarQuest brakes to help you stop. And this month, get up to a $50 gift card after mail-in rebate when you purchase CarQuest brake pads and rotors online, in-store, or via our app. Advance your auto at Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest locations. See store for details. The die-hard batteries you know and trust are now at Advance Auto Parts. That means all the reliability, durability, and power you expect now come with free testing, free installation, and the unrivaled expertise of Advance team members. And you don't even need an appointment. When it's time to hit the road, stop by Advance Auto Parts to start strong with a die-hard battery. Advance your auto at Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest locations. See store for details.
Capital One knows life doesn't alert you about your credit card.
Hey, couch surfers, we've got nonstop tunes to keep you rocking while you work. Oh, and Colleen, yes, you Colleen with a K. Your free trial of Movie Plus ends tomorrow, and your card may be charged. Do you want to continue or cancel?
So meet Eno, the Capital One assistant. Eno looks out for surprise charges, like when free trials expire, and helps if you need to fix them. Eno, another way Capital One is watching out for your money when you're not. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Limitations apply.
It is the Blitz. Brought to you by the Thompson Law Firm, an experienced personal injury attorney is but a phone call away. If you've been in a traffic collision and you are working with an insurance company, know for sure that they have insurance working, and well, they have attorneys working for them. You better have one working for you, a winning attorney. 210-900-0400 at lawyerforus.com. Jason Thompson, his name. So Jason saw this earlier today, and this is something as a, what came up. This is how it came up. My wife and I stumbled on a Netflix series called The Haunting of Hill House. Mm-hmm. And I have never, I like scary movies. And there are very few that have literally made me jump unexpectedly. Everybody gets a little stutter. I mean, that's the modern style of scary movie. It's not so much scary as it's shocking. You jump. There was a scene in like episode 8 or 9 of 10 that I already had a sore back. It made me jump to where it set my rehab back 2 days. It scared the fool out of me. Well, anyway, we were talking about that. There's a house for sale. I believe it's in Fayette, Missouri, wherever beautiful downtown Fayette, Missouri is. That lovely home looks like it was of an era, probably, of the early 1900s, late 1800s. Beautiful place. Its basement is a jail, a literal jail, like jail cells, metal bars, locked doors. The door to the basement is like a giant.
9 cells, built in 1875. I believe they got this right out of a Criminal Minds episode. This is weird. 2,500 square foot house and a jail at the bottom. The options and ideas with this house are endless, Rob. You should pick one.
It's haunted. I'm telling you now.
Is it a jail or is it a torture chamber?
Certainly, it's been used in a lot of different ways over the years. But would you literally, if it was a great deal, and you walked in and you saw a full-on jail, I mean, like a safe door to get down to it. This is real. This was made real. It's still there. Would you keep that?
I don't know. It's a $350,000 house, but they spent over $1 million renovating it. But it does have its own jail. I mean, the uses are endless. I think there are a lot of people when you're trying to buy this house, a criminal and a psychological test should be required. I mean, the neighbors want to know who's living next door because their kids start disappearing. You're going to know where to go.
Dude, if you have a prison in your basement, the cops get to come by anytime, day or night. They're allowed at that point to come knock on your door and go, well, I got to check. It's a wellness visit. I got to ensure you don't have somebody chained to the bottom trying to film Saw 17.
I just imagine you get into a fight with your wife. You don't get sent to the couch. You get sent to jail.
Dude, that's a whole other problem. No, that's wow. Just bulldoze that thing down. Just bulldoze it down, man.
Rob would be spending a lot of nights in jail.
I don't even want to consider the fact that there would be a literal jail cell down the bottom. We come back. Let's look at the NBA. Luka has joined the Pantheon. Is he one of the top 5 players in the league? Where would you put him? Also, Greg Popovich being a Brooklyn Net. That doesn't feel right. Is it even possible? The rumors persist, and we'll talk Dallas Cowboys, your AA Best Bail Bonds, Dallas Cowboy training camp coverage. We'll continue all in the 6 o'clock hour. You want to hang around because you're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Balance of nature, changing the world one life at a time.
I've been on them so long now that I've just enjoyed the fact that the only thing I haven't done is gotten sick. I haven't been sick in 2 or 3 years, period. End of story. I haven't. And I got to attribute that to the fruits and veggies.
Balance of Nature is now offering 35% off on any new preferred order. Go to balanceofnature.com today and use discount code FRUITS.
Can Donald Trump really beat Joe Biden? Now, Blitz, a new bestseller by David Horowitz, reveals President Trump's real game plan. Rush Limbaugh says Blitz predicts Trump will win in a landslide. Mark Levin calls Blitz the indispensable book of the 2020 election. It's already a New York Times bestseller. Get Blitz or check out the free offer and save $28. Just go online to blitz411.com or call 800-NEWSMAX. That's 800-NEWSMAX. Get Blitz today.
Everyone loves Rico's Nachos, but not everyone enjoys them in exactly the same way. If you're a natural-born risk taker, you're a nacho high roller. Go all in and win big with Rico's Nachos. Rico's products are available at H-E-B, Walmart, and other grocery and club stores. Rico's, how to nacho.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Changing your oil. We've got what you need. Regular changes are the best way to keep your engine running smooth. We'll help you find the right oil for your make and model and everything to help you finish the job right, like drain pans, filters, and funnels. And we've got more ways to get it all fast, like our next day delivery and our free same-day pickup, in-store or curbside. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
We saved serious cash with our Progressive Home and Auto Bundle and used the money to buy a new boat.
Who's ready to water ski?
This is not a real testimonial. Sure, customers can save big money with Progressive, but not enough for a new boat. They'll probably spend it on rent or gas money or maybe one of those little plastic wading pools for the yard.
Ahoy there!
Is what the captain might say on the toy boat in your wading pool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
Hey, this is Tyron Smith, Dallas Cowboy. You're listening to San Antonio Sports Leader, 1250 ESPN San Antonio at 94.5 FM.
Where the pros play. KZDC San Antonio. Jason Minutes. Rob Thompson. The Blitz.
It is the Blitz here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. On the go at ESPNSA.com. I hope you successfully completed Monday and you're headed the right way. That'd be home, whether that's around the corner to the couch or the kitchen or all the way across San Antonio. Don't mind them red lights. We'll get you all the way home. We got a little bit of a shorter show today, as we will have all week. As you know, we are your home for the Texas Rangers, brought to you by GPS of Texas. Check out gpsoftexas.com. Tonight, pregame gets at 6:30. First pitch just a little bit after 7 as the A's are on the docket and the Rangers continue to wallow in indifference. Lost a tough one yesterday. We'll continue with that. But right now, the NBA playoffs are continuing. Jason, I'm dumbfounded by this. And we're going to talk about Spurs and Pop going maybe to Brooklyn and Luka and all this. Can you remember a playoff? And I'm terrible at research. I put the research stuff away back a long time ago. And if I had we had this big budget stat crew, I bet I could throw some of that stuff out. If I had Himbo down with Greeny, if I had one of those guys, we'd have that. But I don't.
I tried looking for it.
All right. Well, hang on.
Okay,
here's the trick.
These are the numbers that I came up with.
Our research group, that's you. Find it. Tweet us at Rob Thompson ESPN, at Jason Minix, and we give you full credit.
By my math, there's been like around 30-ish basketball playoff games. Ish. I'm not adding all of them. The number of 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50-point games, game after game after game, somebody is going bananas, setting career highs and team highs and history being made literally with every game. Why do you think that's happening? And I don't know if that's happened before and I just didn't notice it because of the bubble, but it just seems like with every game, somebody getting 40 or getting a 50-point triple-double. I mean, ridiculous EA Sports, NBA Live Jam kind of stuff. I mean, am I crazy thinking that?
I don't know if you've noticed, but scoring is up because defense is lacking, and they put this little arc on the floor and they give you an extra point if you shoot it from behind that arc, and then you got guys that live at the free throw line. We
weren't seeing this back in March.
Yeah. Well,
are we getting 50? Did TJ Warren score 50 points in March?
No, but
Devin
TJ
Booker
Warren has
hit 40
probably
today
scored
and go
50 points in an
150
empty gym 100 times in his life.
Well, I mean, think about what we have witnessed over the last 2 weeks. We saw Dame go for 150 in 3 games.
Yeah.
We saw Luka yesterday. We saw a game mid-afternoon where one dude on one team got 51 and the dude on the other team got 50. Spida and Jamal were going, it just seems like we went from the NBA and the travel and, the home court advantage and all that goes along with this back to AAU, and guys are fresh and reps are gone, and it's like round robin, and dudes are going out and getting 50 on the regular. I've not seen this before, at least in my memory, not to this level. It certainly has been a lot of fun, but at some point, defense is going to have to win a title.
Well, you would think some teams would start playing D, but I do think you're getting a lot more of, whatever you want to term it, where it's feeding 1 or 2 guys and make or miss league kind of thing. And you got one guy taking a lot of shots, like today, the Rockets lose to Oklahoma City. Harden finishes with 32 on 11 of 25 shooting. But then you had Gordon with 23 and, then what do you have? You see a lot of that. Harden did knock over a hand sanitizer station on his way off. So I'm sure you'll see that later. He took all his frustrations out on the hand soap, and you don't realize how valuable that is. I'm sure Adam Silver will send him a fine. There's a lot of things you can destroy, but not the hand sanitizing station. It's interesting, and I would like to see some sort of research on the incredible individual performances that we're seeing. And it's not just one guy or the same guy. And every team has a guy like that.
Yeah, I'm going to blow your mind right now. Right now, as we sit, and most teams have played 4, some only 3, but by the end of the night, we will get there. There are at least, there's 14 dudes scoring 24 or better, averaging 24 or better. Right now, there are 5 dudes averaging 31 or better. Let's go 30 or better. 6 guys are averaging 30 or better. Donovan Mitchell's averaging 39.5, 39.5. The answer, Jason, is the high pick and roll and the freedom of movement has made it just about impossible to defend anybody who has handles. And if you have handles and a 3, you cannot be stopped. It is a glitch. It is labbing the NBA. Like when I used to MC the NBA Live jams, and we'd go to these cities and we'd have, just like the Madden tournaments, we had NBA Live tournaments. And the first one I did, I'm MCing talking about, and I look around and watch all these games being played, and it was Houston Rocket versus Houston Rockets, because in that year they had labbed the game to the point that you could not stop Yao Ming and Penny Hardaway high pick and roll. It was impossible. The glitch was made that if you won the tip, you were going to win the game because you would score literally on every possession. You're getting to the point where some of these guys, Luka and Boban, you put Luka and Boban on a high pick and roll, it is unstoppable. The only way you defend that is if they miss. There is literally nothing you can do to stop Luka with Boban at that height, at the high pick and roll. And they did it, 13 consecutive times. The freedom of movement has changed to where we are creating superstars by the dozen because they have handles and they can hit the 3.
And Luka yesterday, onions, big old onions to do what he did. Because we were talking before the show, and I was like, how is Kawhi not on Luka on that final possession? He started there. He got picked off, and Luka was open. But if you're the best defender in the planner, you're the best defender. Don't you have to anticipate that coming? You might put it on the coach, but hey, Kawhi,
I do.
You got to figure out a way to get past that or switch up.
You play your defense. It's the coach's job to put you where you're supposed to be. I think Doc Rivers has several things he needs to look at himself for. One, they're going to have to find a way to get Paul George involved. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know what they're going to have to do to get this guy motivated to find his shot. I do think he's injured. I think there's more to this than we're going to be told. But as bad as he's playing and for the money that they're paying, Kawhi can't do it all against a team that is suddenly feeling like, we literally have nothing to lose from here on out. This is all gravy because they didn't have to deal with Patrick Beverley, and I do think that would have changed the outcome of the game. But I like the Mavs' chances taking this home, although this is the Clippers, and it's still Kawhi and Paul George.
It's funny as we sit here a couple games in on Kobe Bryant Celebration Day, 8/24. Could we actually get to the Western Conference Finals with no LA teams?
It is possible, highly improbable. I feel like they have awoken the bear with the Lakers. The Lakers look really good recently, and as long as Anthony Davis plays that way and Alex Caruso continues to be the Dame stopper, yeah, the Lakers look pretty solid. They've kind of found their depth, but
they have
still a Dame day away. Right here, Peachtree's right here, 8/24 day.
Put your shoes back on, man. But honestly, I mean, coming into the playoffs, we thought it was LA in the Western Conference Finals. You still think they'll both end up there? All right,
I do. I think the more likely candidate to lose is the Clippers, but this is still the Clippers. And Patrick Beverley plays yesterday. This doesn't go to overtime. But we will continue, man. I'm a Luka fan. He has changed my mind. I got to deal with Todd, the Dallas fan. That insufferable. Hey, we're going to go out early today. Going to be done at 6:30. Going to put a bow on the show and talk Dallas Cowboys. Your AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboy training camp coverage continues next here on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Jason Minix here for BSG, the company that brings you the best in home security and smart home technology. You want to protect what matters most. That's your family and your home, and you can do that by calling BSG at 210-877-1222 or go to the website bsgtexas.com. We moved into the new house in January. BSG not only did my home security system, but also so much of the smart home technology. Now, the security system is incredible with the cameras, in the front and the back, and, of course, the video doorbell. But what I've noticed, especially like on my Nextdoor app, a lot of people post different videos that they're catching in the night from their video cameras. Like I had some raccoons not long ago. My neighbor had apparently the same group of raccoons at his house last night. They weren't at my house, but, it's kind of interesting to see what goes on in the yard, in your front yard or in your backyard overnight, even if there was no damage done. It's just cool to have and kind of does make you feel much more secure knowing that you have that. Now, as far as the smart home technology, man, so many cool toys to play with. I mean, my surround sound speaker system is from BSG, the AC thermostat, outdoor lights, my garage door opener, sprinkler system, all on one app and so easy to use. And one of the other things that they do have and offer is a Wi-Fi mesh network, not an extender. Mesh network is 100% like you're right next to the router. Eliminate the buffering wheel that we all see when streaming or online, and you don't have a bunch of cables running all over the floor. Now, they can't help it if Zoom goes down and every school is trying to Zoom, but you think about the amount of internet that's being used at your house, in your neighborhood, you want that mesh network so you can get everything up and running, and it's perfect. And BSG is a great local company. They've been in San Antonio over 20 years. No gimmicks, no high-pressure salespeople, and they'll never go door-to-door trying to sell you a security system. So for home security and smart home technology, call BSG. 210-877-1222 or online bsgtexas.com.
Don't set your fantasy lineups without consulting the Fantasy Guys. Brandon Medina and Michael Jimenez help get your fantasy football lineup set. The Fantasy Guys, every Sunday morning from 11 to noon on 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
If you're having issues at the house with your plumbing or your AC, there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC at 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions. They have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. Through the years, I've had Quartermoon at my house many times, whether it's plumbing issues, and I've always had their maintenance plan on my AC unit. They are fantastic to work with. So if you're having issues, Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
Ready for a positive 2020 surprise? Here's one from Diamonds Direct. The return of our best offer ever. 5 years, zero interest financing. Yes! Starting Monday the 31st, backed by popular demand. Pick any item. Get the amazing value price Diamonds Direct is known for. Pay nothing down and spread your payments over 5 years with zero interest. And you can even finance the sales tax. Fine jewelry has never been more affordable. 5 years, zero interest on anything and everything starting September 1st at Diamonds Direct. Get details, directions, and store hours at diamondsdirect.com.
At Advance Auto Parts, we have same-day delivery, same-day contact-free curbside pickup, and same-day in-store pickup to keep you going. And we have the right oil, right filter, right price every day to keep your vehicle going. Get 5 quarts of full synthetic Valvoline, Mobile One, Pennzoil Platinum, or Castrol Edge with a Fram titanium oil filter for just $33.99. Advance your auto at Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest locations. See store for details.
Fall is just around the corner. So are Labor Day savings now at the Home Depot, where you can save every day on everything, from mulch to power tools, new appliances to a fresh coat of paint. You can even shop and save right from the app and get convenient delivery right to your door. The only question is, what will you do next? Tackle more fall projects with Labor Day savings now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only while supplies last, valid through September 7th.
Hey, former Navy SEAL Cade Cordley here for 4 Patriots, and I'm here to prepare you for whatever crisis comes next. Now, in an emergency, your number one priority is food. The Red Cross and FEMA suggest at least 72 hours worth of food to be crisis ready. Today, 4 Patriots has a buy one, get one free deal on their 72-hour survival food kit. To grab this buy one, get one offer for yourself, go to getmorefood.com. Go now before they're gone, getmorefood.com. That's getmorefood.com.
The Camera Exchange is open for in-store and curbside. Shopping for a Nikon? The Camera Exchange has them. Check out the all-new Nikon Z5, designed for creativity and ease of use, perfect for entry-level photographers. Or the versatile Nikon Z6 or Nikon Z7 mirrorless cameras that allow you to take great photos and 4K video. Depending on your photography needs, these Nikons are perfect and come with a Nikon limited warranty. The Camera Exchange, 1 mile inside Loop 410 on San Pedro. Online at camerax.com.
Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys, is celebrating the Cowboys' 60th anniversary with the Ultimate Fan Experience Sweepstakes. Win Dallas Cowboys game tickets, tailgate experience, and 60th anniversary gear like exclusive Miller Lite Cowboys caps, t-shirts, or a track jacket. Register at MillerLite.com/Cowboys or go to your local retailer where Miller Lite is sold and snap the Snapchat code. The Ultimate Fan Experience Sweepstakes brought to you by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys.
Celebrate responsibly. 2020 Miller Brewing Company, Fort Worth, Texas.
You're ready for some football, and when training camp's underway, I know we definitely are close, and I have the perfect crunch that'll get you back in the snacking game. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds have the bold flavors you want, like Korean kimchi barbecue, cilantro, lime, and more. Eat these low-carb bacony bites right out of the bag or crush them in low-carb recipes. Get them at H-E-B and go to southernrecipesmallbatch.com for your buy two, get one coupon. Southern Recipe Small Batch. It's a different kind of rind.
Do you have a retirement plan? No matter your age or how close you are, you need a plan to make sure you don't run out of money. Hi, this is Daryl Lyons from Pax Financial Group. We have the experience and tools to crunch your retirement numbers and get the answers you need. If you have a plan, let us double check your numbers. Call us at 210-881-5700. That's 210-881-5700 or online at paxfinancialgroup.com.
Investment advisory and insurance services are offered by Pax Financial Group.
It is the Blitz. You are hearing the Lonely Boys because we're going to head out a little bit early into the sunset. In fact, all week as the Texas Rangers taking on the A's of Oakland tonight. Pregame gets going here in just a couple of minutes. First pitch a little bit after 7 o'clock. Your Texas Rangers baseball is brought to you by GPS of Texas. Online, go check them out at gpsoftexas.com. In the meantime, let's talk some Dallas Cowboys with your AA Best Bell Bonds Dallas Cowboy training camp coverage. Dontari Poe seems to be part of
what appears to be a better defensive line than maybe we thought, according to what we heard from Clarence Hill just a little while ago. And if you missed any of that, go to ESPNSA.com. You can go to the audio vault there, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. You can hear what Clarence had to say, and it was that the D-line is ripping up that O-line. What a great addition Poe seems like he's going to be.
Well, and Poe is obviously a big part of that, but some other new guys there. And, Don Terry very excited about what the defensive front can do.
I think it'll be great. I think it's going to be amazing. And then, you name those guys who have history of making a lot of plays, but, guys like Ty Crawford and Antoine Woods, those guys may help me a lot get acclimated to how we're doing things, and I think they'll be making a lot of plays. So I think we're just going to have ways of D linemen coming at you and trying to make plays.
And I think Alden Smith might be the biggest surprise. By all accounts,
fingers crossed, man.
How
fingers
good
crossed.
He looks. Does not look at all like a guy who has missed 5 years of football.
Jason, I'm curious. Before we is it possible that because this D-line has shown a lot of potential, even without Gerald McCoy, that the necessity to go get an Earl Thomas might have been lessened just by that alone?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I don't understand why he's not already a Dallas Cowboy. He should already have a contract signed. He should be at practice in 15 minutes. He's had 5 hours.
And again, there's issues that they got to figure out with Earl Thomas. Before
I got
they
an
can
entire
offer a
manual
contract.
as a Dallas Cowboy. I got a whole crazy manual. I can reference a variety of methods and best practices that we have used with guys for the last 30 years. Trust me, as a Cowboy counselor, I got this. Go get him.
If Earl Thomas is cheap, then you probably go get him. What I'm curious of is when they did research on Earl Thomas, when he was a free agent, that desperately wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy, were there red flags then where the Cowboys didn't even really talk to him? Was it more than just he's too damn expensive? Because Jerry has said many times everything that he's ever really coveted in life, he's overpaid for. But was there something in their research then that is keeping them from hitting fast forward now? And especially if there were red flags then, and he goes 1 year in Baltimore and it all blows up in his face and he gets fired. That to me would be one reason why they haven't acted yet. They
This
knew
is a Hall of
yesterday
Fame
he was
safety.
Again, but he's also a Hall of Fame headache. Terrell Owens is a Hall of Fame wide receiver that couldn't make it work in 3 different places. So
now,
I mean,
what you're speaking of, though, is there are rumors that he has not been happy in Baltimore, that he's missed meetings and been other issues. But prior to that, prior to chasing the money in Seattle, he had some anger toward the coaches and staff when he hurt himself. That everybody would. But other than that, I don't think anybody's ever accused him of being a bad teammate. So if his skills have degraded, then I'm fine with not signing him. But if it's rumor and innuendo regarding what happened elsewhere, and really the only time he had to deal with something that would have kept him from literally playing for me was some kind of weird shenanigans in Austin with his brother and a girl and a wife and a gun. But other than that, his skill set seems to be good enough to go get it $7 million, $5 million. Why, if according to Clarence, that they haven't talked, that just seems ridiculous to me, because I feel like you can get him on the cheap. And if you can add an Earl Thomas, and we're number 1 on his wish list, this seems like karma. This seems like this was meant to be.
Here's the thing, is he's got no leverage, so he can't command a high salary, but he got released. It's $623 right now. Ain't nobody else calling him either. Ain't nobody else picked up that phone. There's something there. Then you got to wonder, Mike McCarthy, how happy are you with your safety group right now?
I like the way the guys are competing, and we're also trying to get through different personnel groups. We're spending an enormous amount of time on situational offense and defense. So with that, the different groupings and those types of things. So at some point, at the end of this week and into next week, we need to start formulating, exactly which direction we're going as we start to prepare. We'll start after Monday's practice next week, preparing for the Rams.
What about the safeties?
But just because of the way this training camp is laid up, we are working a ton on situations. But I like what Xavier, Ha, and all those guys. The way they're.
All right, I mean, he said, "Ha." That's it.
You have to keep him just for that. But according to Clarence Hill, not so much. He's already been lapped. He's already not there. It just seems like, Jason, sometimes you get a gift from the gods. Don't question it. Just go do it. It arrived on your doorstep. Just go do it. Hopefully by tomorrow when we meet again, Dallas Cowboys will have made a decision one way or the other. We're about to head to the Texas Rangers. Can they redeem themselves against the A's? We'll talk tomorrow.
There's only one way to do Saturdays with the Saturday Morning Hangover. James Pledger and Jack Thompson getting you ready for all the weekend's games and then some. Saturday mornings 9 to 11, 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
Do you